It's ARP fasteners for whatever you race. From 2 wheels to 4. Off-road, on-road, even water. From the flat track to the salt flats. Grassroots racers, weekend warriors, and pros alike trust ARP. Made in America quality, family owned and operated. When failure is not an option, it's ARP-bolts.com. No matter what you race.
If your answer to the summer heat is, let it rain, we're looking for you. Join us at Toyota Racing.
Get your motors running. The World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars return to Volusia Speedway Park in March for the Bike Week Jamboree. 2 huge nights with the greatest show on dirt, March 2nd and 3rd at the world's fastest half mile. Championship battles, rising stars, and incredibly fast cars. The World of Outlaws at Volusia Speedway Park, March 2nd and 3rd. Tickets and more at worldofoutlaws.com. Be there.
Welcome to our world. A world of dirt, drift, and dodging fate. A world where all of motorsport collides. A world of digging deep, of grit, glory, and bitter defeat. Inhabited by the strong, the fearless, the barely sane. Welcome to our world. Welcome to the world of NOS.
Since their 2001 inception, DMI Racing Components have changed the game. From open-wheel suspension, steering, and driveline components to their line of Bulldog quick-change rears, they set the new standard for innovation, performance, and value. DMI and Bulldog products are backed by the best customer support in the industry with more than 150 years of race-winning experience. Let our experience help guide you to victory lane. We race, you race. Let's race together.
This is a DIRTVision special presentation. The best drivers, the best coverage. It's time to watch the greatest shows on dirt on DIRTVision.
Each and every year during the month of February, many within the racing world flock to the great state of Florida to kick off their respective seasons. And for those in the dirt racing scene, the same rings true as they roll into Volusia Speedway Park for this year's 54th annual Federated Auto Parts DIRTcar Nationals. Good evening, everybody. My name is Peyton Williams. We welcome you in to Barberville, Florida. Whether you're at the racetrack with us tonight or you're watching our coverage live on DIRTVision, thank you for spending your Monday evening with us as we get set for night number 4 of this year's DCN. Now, we said drivers, teams, even fans come to this part of the country this time of year to see great racing, and well, that's because of days like today. As we take a look at tonight's forecast, cars getting ready to take to the world's fastest half mile. It's been a beautiful day here in the Sunshine State. The sun is shining, 76 degrees your current temperature. A couple clouds in the sky, but no chance of rain in the area this evening. Now, as we said, it is night number 4. It is the first full week, though, of on-track action for the DIRTcar UMP Modifieds. They got things started this past weekend. They raced Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night. Kurt Spalding picked up his second career Gator with a win to kick things off this past Thursday, and then it was Cole Falloway that won on back-to-back nights to wrap up week number 1. Now, moving into week number 2, the quest for the big Gator starts tonight, and the driver that everybody has their attention on is the Kentucky kid, Cole Falloway. He was in a different time zone on Saturday night, winning that race by nearly 3 seconds and he has quite the man atop his crew box here in 2025, and that's our 2024 DIRTcar Nationals champion, Tyler Nicely. Unfortunately, due to a knee injury, Nicely unable to compete this season, but both Falloway and Nicely are natives of Owensboro, Kentucky. They've put together quite an impressive pairing, one that both of them hope, both driver and crew chief hope, will bring another big gator back to the Bluegrass State.
Me and Cole's been buddies ever since he really moved up to the Modifieds. I mean, we live right next to each other pretty much. So, figured I'd just come down here and help him. I'm helping Charlie Mefford also. You know, he's another one of our buddies that run around and race go-karts with us throughout the winter. So, just come down here. Obviously, Cole was really good the last 2 nights we got the race, and Charlie got better. So, hopefully, just pick up some more gators between the 2 of them this week.
He's helped me working on the race car, getting it closer to where I want to be, and also just helping me on the racetrack, what I need to do and what I need to do different. He's been a ton of help. I wasn't very comfortable the first night. The more laps I got to make, the more comfortable I got. So I think we've got a good shot going into this week.
If we could get another points gator or even the big gator just bring back to Kentucky and Owensboro, you know, that'd be pretty cool. And so we'll see how it goes.
Cole Falloway becoming our first 2-time winner at this year's DIRTcar Nationals, continuing to impress in 2025 after a breakout year in 2024. Remember, this past summer, as part of the DIRTcar Summer Nationals Tour, he picked up back-to-back Hell Tour victories, both at I-55 and Lincoln Speedway. So with Falloway behind the wheel and nicely turning the wrenches, we'll have to keep our eyes on the 66 this week as he tries to hunt down his first big gator. Now, while his emotions may be high, his spirits may be high, I should say, some of the drivers not so much. Again, our competitors raced the past 3 nights. They've beaten bang, tempers have flared, and feathers have been ruffled. 2 drivers in particular, the tickler Kyle Strickler and Trevor Neville. Those 2 got together on Saturday night, both in their heat race and in the feature. They both had some pointed words towards each other after the race. We'll have to hear what they had to say, but first, take a look at what happened.
White flag will fly this time by, one more time around. Trevor Neville has gone to the outside. Here comes Neville. Oh, Strickler drifted up just a little bit. Neville thought he was going to have a little bit more room, and he didn't. Let's see what happens here. Down the back straightaway, Kyle Strickler slammed the door right there. Down the back chute, Strickler down to the inside. Neville's going to try to take it away. Down the front straightaway, a crazy finish coming at you. They touch again, and Trevor Neville wins it in 777. Keep an eye on this on the cool down lap. If you know Kyle Strickler at all, that is not going to sit very well, as he's showing his displeasure like we anticipated he might. As wow.
I tried to rip the cushion, put on a little scope for everybody. He shoved me in the front stretch wall, so I mean, I don't like to race like that. To be stuffed in the front stretch, it's Volusia County Speedway. It's 100 yards wide. Leave me a lane. That's all I can ask.
In one piece, after that idiot in the heat race tried to drunk my race car, so we got it fixed back up. Thanks to all the guys. Actually, Cole was over there working on my race car, helping me get back together. So I seen he took care of himself down there in turn 4. So yeah, we'll come back on Monday and just try to gain that little bit that we're missing.
And we'll have to keep our eyes on both Kyle Strickler and Trevor Neville here as the week progresses, not only because those 2 have tried to share the racetrack in more ways than one, but because they both expect to be up front. Kyle Strickler, our 2023 DIRTcar Nationals champion. He won the Ruderman Memorial here at the world's fastest half mile a couple months ago, and he's finished on the podium in each of the previous 3 races this past weekend. On the other hand, Trevor Neville, he had 4 Hell Tour victories this past summer as part of the 2024 DIRTcar Summer Nationals, and continues to show that 777 can find its way to the front. Now, as we said, it is night number 4, but the quest for the big gator begins tonight. That means the format for tonight's races and the races throughout the rest of the week will continue to change. We saw some heats and features this past weekend, but tonight just feature racing. And so to break down the format, over 100 drivers have signed into the pit area, roughly 70 over the past few nights, but now entering the triple-digit mark. Those drivers will be divided divided into 2 qualifying groups, Groups A and B. They will then be split up into 6 different features. Based on your qualifying times from Group A, you will be in either of the first 3 features. Then the qualifiers in Group B will be distributed between features 4 through 6. 6 little gators being handed out here tonight at Volusia Speedway Park Victory Lane. So with that, we'll move into tonight's order of events. Should be a relatively smooth show. Again, just feature racing action here this evening. Our track officials continuing to prep this racing surface. Again, the world's fastest half mile sure will put on a show. But qualifying groups, again, Groups A and B, 4 laps each, and then we'll move into 6 different features. After the first 2, we'll interview those 2 winners. Then we'll move into feature races 3 and 4, interview those race winners as well, and then finish up with features 5 and 6. We'll have opening ceremonies in between qualifying and feature racing, of course, but it's now time to bring in the voice of the DIRTcar UMP Modifieds at this time, Chris Steppen. And Chris, you've been here for the first week 1, I should say, the first 3 races. It's been exciting. They shared the racetrack with the American Sprint Car Series over the past 3 days. They'll be joined by the NOS Energy Drink the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars here come Wednesday when the greatest show on dirt arrives to Volusia. But for the next 2 nights, the Iron Men of this year's DIRTcar Nationals get the track all to themselves.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that. Glad to have you with us here this week. Modifieds are the headliner today and tomorrow. It's an all DIRTcar UMP Modified program. 101 DIRTcar UMP Modified drivers have signed in for this Monday night program. Peyton mentioned it, but we'll qualify and we'll run features tonight. So the program is exactly what he just said. We're going to qualify Group A, then we're going to qualify Group B. We're going to bring them actually back and qualify Group A and Group B again for Wednesday nights. We don't have to qualify Wednesday. And then we're going to run 6 features. There'll be 20 laps apiece. And we'll give out some gators later on here throughout the program. But, man, outstanding field of cars over the century mark on this opening night. We've become accustomed to having over 100 modifieds here. Usually takes till Wednesday or Thursday, but we've got 101 signing in tonight. I think 76 was our high on Saturday night a couple of days ago. Of course, the modified drivers taking yesterday off. Everybody taking yesterday off, getting everything ready to go for a big, long week. The quest for the Gator starts today for the modified 6 nights in a row. We will crown a big Gator points champion, of course, on Saturday night, and we'll run that Gator championship race Saturday night as well. A lot of good stuff going on throughout the program. I know Bob's been filling you in on all the vendors and all the great food and all that stuff going on here. We should see modifieds on racetrack here shortly. We're going to load in Group A, which is 51 cars. They will roll onto the racetrack. We will split them into qualifying groups. We'll probably hot lap them first, I'm guessing, just to make sure the top of the racetrack is good to go. But then we will hot lap 4 cars at a time. We'll hot lap qualify 4 cars at a time. They'll go 2 laps, so they'll come off the infield staging area. They'll come directly to green. It'll be green, then white, then checkered. 4 cars at a time. And again, as Peyton mentioned, we will split the drivers in Group A into the first 3 features of the night. The fastest 17 cars will be in the 3rd feature. The middle 17 cars will be in the 2nd feature, and the slowest 17 will be in the 1st feature of the night. So that is how the field breaks up when you've got 51 cars. You divide that by 3 races. That's about 17 cars apiece. You can see the modified drivers that are on the infield. If they are in qualifying Group A, they're starting to roll towards the staging area. And if you're watching the property here, if you look under the DIRTVision scoreboard in the middle of the back straightaway, right above that Volusia Speedway Park sign, you'll see modifieds roll behind it. And they will roll all the way down the back straightaway outside the facility. We call that the rim road. They'll roll all the way down the rim road, and they will exit the rim road onto the speedway through the turn 4 gate. See, that turn 4 gate is open. So we will let those cars out from the outfield or the Gator Pond or wherever they happen to be pitted, and we'll roll them down onto the infield and get them set for hot lap qualifying coming up. And again, 101 cars. We've got a bunch of cars that have not been here yet this year and several that have never been to the Volusia Speedway Park before. So really good mix of cars throughout the pit area tonight. And the majority of these modified competitors are pitted in the Gator Pond, which is off the back straightaway. If you've never been here to Volusia and you are on the property and you want to check out the pit area, make sure you walk back there and check that out. The Gator Pond, there is literally a gator pond right there that all these drivers park their rigs around. And it's a nice area down there where these guys can camp for the week. The rest of the modifieds, of course, see them pitted right here on the infield in front of us. We mentioned a moment ago, 51 cars will be in Group A, 50 in Group B as they drew for position when they came in and pre-teched this afternoon. Each driver does know where they belong, if they're in Group A or Group B. Cars working their way towards the front of the lineup chute. Daniel Sanchez will be the first driver to roll out here in just a moment. So the racetrack packed in. Roll the modifieds onto the racetrack here and let them roll it in and give them a little hot lap session to make sure we are ready to go for competitive laps. Again, first time that they get out there was scheduled to be hot for them to qualify. So we want to make sure the racetrack is good, not greasy, not slimy, not anything like that to put them in harm's way. So we will get the rest of these cars here onto the infield. See the back gate in the middle of the back straightaway being swung shut. We'll continue to let the cars out through that turn 4 gate until the majority of Group A is down there. All right, so here's what we're being told. We're going to put 10 cars on the racetrack. We're going to let them hot lap here real quick, make sure they've got a little bit of a feel for this freshly prepped Volusia Speedway Park. We'll let you know who the cars are on the Speedway. First driver out, a young driver out of Amarillo Park, New York. That'll be Daniel Sanchez. Sanchez in that 5-star race car bodies. Danny Sanchez Contracting and Silly's Competition Race Engine 463 car. He will roll onto the racetrack. Right behind him will be the 11 car. That'll be Jesse Roop, the driver out of Sophia, West Virginia. He sits in that Williams Fuel Style Mills floor covering and level and development number 11. Also on the racetrack, a driver that has not yet been here this year. That is Kyle Cole. Cole out of Evansville, Indiana, in that Gary's Body Shop Hurricane Custom Audio and the Pete's Factory 81K car as he works down the back chute. First time he has been on the property. Right behind him, the 11 car. That'll be Aiden Hines. Aiden out of Loveland, Ohio, and the University of Northwestern Ohio. Wicks Filters and Wiles Drive Shafts, 11 car. Also on the racetrack, the 77 car. That'll be Jim Shipman. Shipman out of Petrolia, Illinois, in that Harvey Race Photos, Lakeshore Suspension and Sheer Charm Salon 77 car. Also on the racetrack, 15 car. That's actually the 15X of Justin Stone. Justin made his first ever feature here at Volusia on Saturday night. He's out of Middlebury, Vermont, in that G-Stone Motorsports, Gardner's Trading Post, Lethal race car 15X. He works underneath the flag stand. Also on the racetrack, the 01 car, that's Braden Weller. Weller's out of Palmer, Nebraska. He's in that University of Northwestern Ohio, Lucas Oil Products and K&L Ready Mix 01 car as he works under the flag stand right now. A couple more cars on the racetrack, a couple 77 cars. The yellow one is Ray Bollinger. Bollinger out of Kewanee, Illinois. He's in that Vanquish Race Cars, Cheap Cars, and Korth Farms 77 car. He's underneath the flag stand. And the other 77 you see out there, the orange and purple one, that's George Dixon. Dixon out of Shirleysburg, Pennsylvania. He sits in that Base Race Fuels, LeMay Trucking, and Shoemaker Automotive 77. So, we've got 377 cars here this weekend. They're all in the first hot lap group. So again, we're going to let these guys rip around, make sure racetrack is good to go. We'll hot lap, I believe, 10 groups of 10 cars is what I was just told. So a little bit of a wrinkle thrown into the program. We're going to hot lap the drivers, and then we'll bring that back and qualify, which is fine. Want to make sure the racetrack is ready to rock and roll here. So going to give them a green and a yellow both, so let them feel out the racetrack. Maybe a half throttle lap here before we officially get them up to green. So again, these drivers will continue to roll around till they feel like the racetrack is good to go. We'll give you kind of an update on as the lap times speed up here. Current Volusia track record is just over 17 seconds, 17:031. My guess is we're not going to be real close to that quite yet. 17:031, Ethan Dotson. Driver out of Bakersfield, California, set that at the Rudiman race back in 2022. Lap times working their way down. First lap around was in the 28. Second bracket, we're down into the 22s. So track's speeding up here. Drivers getting a little more comfortable with it. We'll roll these guys onto the infield. We'll set the next 10 out. They're maybe going to let them rip around green-white checkered one more time. So that's what I'm being told. These guys are going to roll around one more time. I'll let them rip around green, white, checkered. $101, as we mentioned, a lot of cars to kick off chase for the Gator here for the Modifieds course tonight. Modifieds only tomorrow night. Modifieds only starting on Wednesday. The World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars will kick off their 2025 season. The Modifieds course will be the second division on the program with the Outlaws Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights. ASCS 360 Sprint Cars wrapped up their inaugural visit here to the DIRTcar Nationals this past weekend. Justin Peck winning all 3 nights to pick up his first big Gator. Modifieds were in action, of course, all 3 nights as well. Kurt Spalding, the driver out of Watervliet, Michigan, the winner on Thursday night. And then Cole Falloway won Friday night and Saturday night, the young driver out of Owensboro, Kentucky. Modifieds back on the throttle here. Let them rip around one more time. Get them a second hot lap session just to make sure, again, we get this racetrack to their liking. A lot of hot laps and a lot of qualifying yet to go before we go racing. But again, the qualifying for the Modifieds set their night, so we want to make sure the racetrack's in prime shape. times continue to work their way down. We're into the 21-second bracket. 21.311 right now, the fastest lap turn here in this opening hot lap session. Again, 17:03 the track record. We've gotten it down to 21:311. Aiden Hines, one of the UNOH cars that is in the pit area. He's going to take that right-hand turn out the gate. That sharp-looking 11 car, well, he's going to stay on the racetrack, it looks like. But he was the fastest driver in the opening hot lap session here as everybody rolls onto the infield. If they choose to, some of them going out the backstretch gate. So Hines will make his way down onto the infield, turning the fastest lap thus far, 21:311. Next 10 cars begin to make their way onto the racing surface. You will find the 21 will be the first driver out there. That's Scott Ladner. Ladner's out of Lumberton, Mississippi. He's in that Longhorn CB Developers and Southern Pipe and Supply 21 car. He works his way down the back straightaway. Right behind him, you should find the 28 car, his first visit of the week. That is Rickman, Tennessee's Jeff Cotterman. Jeff Cotterman in that PRC spray automotive finishes, CNC collision and towing 28C cars. He works down the right back straightaway. Behind him, you'll find Ethan Boomsma. Boomsma's out of Wheatfield, Indiana, the Always Underground Incorporated, KV Electric Longhorn 23B. Also on the back straightaway to 57, that's Trenton, Ontario, Canada's Charlie Sandercock. Sandercock in that Rapid Rat Services, Central Ontario Spray Foam and Auto Parts Center's 57 car. Also on the back stretch, another driver that has not yet been here this week. It is Owensville, Ohio's Eric Shepard Jr. Eric Shepard in that Vision Woodworks, Precision Outdoors and Gibson Racing 72S car. He'll work his way down the front straightaway. Right behind him, the 17 car, that will be Chris Wilson. Wilson out of Louisa, Kentucky. He's in that Napa Auto Parts, Wilson Monument Company 17 car down the front straightaway for Chris Wilson. Also on the racetrack, first time we've seen Yoder, Indiana's Clayton Bryant this week. Bryant in that Potter's Lawn Service, Geiger Machine, and Meyer HVAC sponsored 114 for Clayton Bryant. Also on the racetrack, the 81C, another driver that's with us for the first time this week. It's Christopher Cole. Christopher out of Evansville, Indiana, the Gary's Auto Body, Assassin Race Chassis in the Pizza Factory 81C car. Final couple cars out there in this group will be the 9R. That'll be JP Roberts Jr. JP's out of Gallipolis, Ohio, in that Smith Chevrolet Octane Race Products VP number 9, and the 11 car will be Zane Odewald. Odewald out of Eustis, Florida. He's in that Zane's Auto Service, Mullins Race Engines, and Allgaier Performance 11. So those cars on the racetrack here in hot lap session number 2. 21:311 was the fastest in group number 1. Couple drivers underneath that 21-second mark now. Clayton Bryant, 20.799. Scott Ladner's underneath 21 as well, 20.821. So far it'll be Bryant, who, as we said, was not with us this past weekend. Rolling in here in that 114 car. Checkered flag coming out here, hot lap session number 2, coming to a close. Everybody making their way down the front straightaway here. Again, Clayton Bryant will be the fastest driver in that group. 20.799, 207.99 for the driver out of Yoder, Indiana. Nice looking race car there for Clayton Bryant. He'll make his way out the gate, as will everybody. Should be ready to send the next group onto the racing surface here. Several more cars that were in staging around the rim road, which there's a bunch of them up there, so they're going to let them across here to make sure they're down onto the racetrack so they are ready to go. Hey, real quickly, if you're in the grandstands or wherever you happen to be and you've got a red Polaris Ranger that's parked over in turn number 2, that thing's got to be moved. I don't know where you parked it, but you parked it in a place that you did not need to park it or should not have parked it, or if you should have parked it there, it needs to be moved. So let's get that thing moved if you could, please. Again, if you can hear us, red Polaris Ranger over in turn 2. They are asking me to ask you politely to move it before somebody has to move it for you. Next group, set to make their way out onto the racing surface here. Again, we're rolling everybody that is around the rim road onto the infield, so they are good to go, especially the cars, of course, that are in Group A, because they will need to come back and qualify here shortly. So we're going to tighten up the field down on the staging lane to make sure everybody that's coming down there can fit. We got haulers coming in yet. We got, this place is full. The DIRTcar UMP Modified portion of the DIRTcar Nationals is obviously a destination for a lot of people as they try to make their way here to Volusia to contend for a little gator earlier in the week. Potentially that big gator comes Saturday night. All right, looks like we're going to maybe loop the rest of the cars that are coming down there around the infield and stage them in a secondary staging location to make sure the primary staging lane stays available for the drivers that need to get out here if they're in qualifying Group A. So just a couple more cars over around the rim road getting set to come down onto the infield. We'll get them out. All right, we'll roll the next 10 cars onto the racing surface. Dalton Lanik will be the first driver out. He's from right around the road here in Bunnell, Florida. He sits in that East Coast Aluminum Limitless Repair American Overhead Door Company 51 car. He'll work his way down the back straight away, one of the Volusia Speedway Park regulars. That'll be in attendance tonight. Another VSP regular right behind him will be Ronnie Chance. Chance out of Elkton, Florida. That Mills Concrete, TurneyButton.com. Conley's Lawn Service 2C cars. He works his way into turn number 3. Right behind him, the 96 car. One of the drivers we'll keep an eye on this week. That is Mike McKinney. He is your defending DIRTcar Summer Nationals champion. He's out of Plainfield, Illinois. He's in that Popejoy Plumbing, Heating, and Electric, Night Owl Design, Superior Systems and Supply 96M car. He has never won here at Volusia. Is this the year for the driver out of Plainfield, Illinois? We'll find out here as he is rolling down the front straightaway in the 96. Right behind him, you'll find the 8W car. That'll be Greg Moore. Greg's out of Defiance, Pennsylvania in that TNC Excavating, Chubby Trucking, Rick Steele Surveying 8W car. As he works down the front sheet for Greg Moore. Right behind him, the 90 car. That'll be Ray Cable. Cable's out of Sykesville, Maryland. He picked up a gator here a year ago. He's in that Spooner Contracting, Campbell Race Technology, and Roy's Auto Body number 90 car. Also on the racetrack, the 05, that's Dave Weedholder. Weedholder's out of Liberty, Illinois, sitting in that statewide Solar A1 Performance Warehouse Elite race car for Dave Weedholder. Also on the racetrack, you'll find the 16 car. That's Quincy, Illinois, Sean Deering. Deering sitting in that Whiskey Biz Three Brothers Machine and Doolittle Trailer Manufacturing 16 car. He's rolled out there. Also on the speedway will be Jim Britt. Britain Aponcus, Florida, the Britain Motorsport, CIL Underground Action Graphics 70 car. The 11 of Brian Dively's on the racetrack. Dively out of Springfield, Illinois. That Checkered Flag Graphics, Cozy Dog Drive-In, and Dively Motorsports 11D. And the 89 of Rick Wiedekamp. Wiedekamp's out there as well. He's out of Springfield, Illinois. In that RW Refrigeration, Mario's Italian Restaurant, and Litchfield Pump and Motor 89. There's the cars on the racetrack here for hot lap session number 3. And you see Mike McKinney's off the pace early. Man, we were just bragging on him a moment ago. Last year, the DIRTcar Summer Nationals champion. He's got all sorts of issues here in hot lap session number 1. He and the 05 of Dave Wiedholder are both going to pull out of the infield. Everybody else will stay out there. Wiedholder just turned the fastest lap of the night so far with a 19.209. Checkered flag coming out for this group. You saw Dave Wiedholder's 05 car head onto the infield after one lap around. It was the fastest lap of the night. 19.209 for Liberty, Illinois' Dave Wiedholder as he just set the fastest lap of the night, said that was good, rolled it onto the infield. He will make his way back across the racing surface, get set to go. Brand new elite race car course for Dave Wiedholder in 2025. He will cross the back straightaway. Everybody else will roll onto the infield, and we'll bring the next group onto the front straightaway. First driver out, first time we've seen him here. That's Bloomington, Indiana's Ryan Thomas. Thomas in that Dyno 1 Diamond race car in Hoosier Truck Sales T9. He works down the back straightaway. Right behind him will be the 77C. That's Jason Cox. Jason out of Clinton, Indiana, another Diamond race car. Mindco Logistics, Jason Cox Trucking 77C. Also on the back straightaway is the 19. That's Dustin Sorensen. Sorensen out of Rochester, Minnesota, in the heavy hitch. CBR Drilling and Action Engineering 19. He works his way into turn number 3. Right behind him, you'll find the 114, Jordan Kohler. Kohler out of Mount Airy, North Carolina, the Ultimate Towing and Recovery, Capital Waste, DIRTcar Lift 114. Right behind him will be the 155. That'll be Gavin Shaw. Shaw's out of Brownsdale, Minnesota, and that K&K Trucking, Freddy's Detailing, CBR Drilling 155. Also on the racetrack, you'll find the 1 car. That will be Randy Giroux. Giroux out of Lima, Ohio, in that University of Northwestern Ohio. K&L Ready Mix Tub of Towels number 1. Also on the front straightaway, the 27 car will be Jason Garver. Garver's out of Stark, Florida, and that CarQuest Auto Parts, Calworks Heating and Air Conditioning, and Mac Industries 27. Right behind him, the 2J car, that will be Troy Johnson. Troy's out of Sugar Grove, Pennsylvania, in that Martin Dynamics Johnson Drilling and Superior Fuel Cells 2J car. Working into turn number 1. Right behind him will be the 777. That's Trevor Neville. Neville out of Mackinac, Illinois. The multi-fire plug wires. Reeser Landscaping and Troy Page Excavating 777 car. And the final driver on the racetrack will be St. Genevieve, Missouri's Damian Kiefer. Kiefer in that Premier Shutters and Blinds, Top Shelf Graphics and Mason Speed Technologies number 0. Group number 4 rolling around, seeing if they can't go underneath the 19.209. Dave Wiedholder currently the fastest lap of the night in hot laps. Again, this is just hot laps. First couple of drivers under 19 seconds in this hot lap group, and the one that just turned himself around in turn number 2 has set the fastest lap of the night so far. How about that? Right on cue, Jason Garver will be the fastest driver in hot laps so far, not that lap specifically, as he didn't quite make her back around, but at 18.822 18822 for Stark, Florida's Jason Garber. Trevor Neville also under 19 seconds, 18:09.76. But so far, the fastest man on the property is Jason Garber. Next 10 cars making their way onto the Speedway will be led out by veteran racer Gene Nicholas, driver of Lowell, Arkansas, behind the wheel of Gene Nicholas LLC. Penske Racing Shocks Midwest Rapco 11. He'll move down the back straight away. That's the blue and white number 11. Right behind him will be Wade Olmstead. Olmstead comes to you right down the road in De Leon Springs, Florida. That's Gino's Sewer and Drain Cleaning, DeLand Auto Parts 99. Also on the racetrack, about 35 car, that's Michael Altobelli. Altobelli's out of Saxton, Pennsylvania, Mahindra Tractors. Bobcat Equipment, WTW Construction 35 car. So he is rolling through turns 3 and 4 currently. Also on the racetrack, first time we've seen Austin Wayne Self, the driver of Statesville, North Carolina, that AM Racing Noonan Industries 23Z car as he works his way down the front chute. See who else we've got rolling down the front straightaway here. You should find the 321 car as he works his way off turn at number 4. That's Ashmore, Illinois' Denny Schwartz. Had to take a look and see if we see the little duct tape 21 in there. As he and Rob Fuqua's cars look identical, except for that little 21 in the middle. He's out of Ashmore, Illinois, and that Fuqua Trucking, Schwartz Trucking, Mindco Logistics 321 car. Also on the racetrack, the 60 car. How about the sharp-looking 60 car? He debuted a really cool-looking race car last year as well. That's Rincon, Georgia's Jim Manka. Manka in that Sage Coleman Financial Equiplink Auction Group, Bill Stein, number 60 for Jim Manka. Right behind him will be Chris Bolio, the driver out of Campbell River, British Columbia, Canada. He sits in that Coast Island Marine EMD Race Wraps Lethal, number 91. Also on the racetrack will be the 77 car of Jim Shipman. Shipman's out of Petrolia, Illinois. And that Harvey Race Photos, Lakeshore Suspension, and Sheer Charm Salon 77 car. He works down the back straight away. Mark Anderson's right behind him. The driver out of Lowell, Michigan, in the Flat River Electric Accurate Engine Snap Auto Parts 43A car. And one more driver we missed. He's rolling into turn number 3 right now. Is the 1H car. So that'll be Ben Harmon. Ben Harmon here in the 1 car. Ben Harmon down the back straight away, the Kentucky racer. In that Kentucky clutch. Number 1H. Buddy rolling around the racetrack. It's Canadian right now, Chris Bolio. He's got the fastest time of the night. Everybody trying to top what Chris Bolio just laid down, 18.759. 18759, fastest lap of the night so far for the driver out of Campbell River, British Columbia, Canada. Didn't get a whole lot farther from Volusia Speedway Park than Campbell River, British Columbia. And he just went 18.759 seconds for Chris Bolio. Next group onto the racetrack, there's Rob Fuqua. Fuqua out of Paris, Illinois, and that Rob Fuqua Trucking, Mindco Logistics, Real Wheels 3F car. So he works his way down the back straightaway. The 99 car, Jimmy Wagner, behind the wheel of that David Rudiman-owned 99 car this week. He's out of Dade City, Florida, in that Blue Gator Tiki Bar. Lakeland Discount Grocery and Joy Filters 99 car. Beak built for Jimmy Wagner. Right behind him, the 7 car, everybody knows Justin Allgaier. New look for the driver out of Riverton, Illinois. In that Allgaier Performance, Brandt Professional Agriculture, and Hoosier Racing Tires 7 car for Justin Allgaier. Down the back straightaway, right behind him, your reigning DIRTcar UMP Modified National Champion Michael Long rolling in tonight. Long out of Fowler, Illinois, the Discount Tire and Service, Blix Construction Longhorn race car this year for Michael Long. He works his way into turn number 1. Right behind him, you'll find the 59 of Jim Stein. He's out of Hagerstown, Maryland. As he works down the back straightaway in that Stein Machining 59 car. Right behind him, you'll find Lucas Lee, driver out of Paris, Tennessee, in that tank lining of Paris. Weir's Machine and Wiles drive shafts number 12. Also on the racetrack, new arrival today, Adam Ogle. Ogle in the 26 car. He's out of Gatlinburg, Tennessee, in the Ogle's Neighborhood Service, Venture Contracting, TNC Diesel 26 car. Colton Profit's out there as well. He's out of Crossville, Tennessee. He's in that Extreme Pressure Washing Roland Digital Media 56. Also on the front straightaway, the black and green 60 car, that's Shannon Fisk. Fisk out of Lowell, Michigan, and the Fisk Trucking A1 Laser 60 car. Kyle Strickler's there as well. Strickler out of Mooresville, North Carolina, the G-Style Transport, Melanie Motorsports, and Donaldson Grading number 8. There's the cars on the racetrack here in Hot Lap session number 6, and it did not take Kyle Strickler very long to go to the top of the speed charts. 18.350. 18350 for Kyle Strickler. Strickler shot out of victory lane last weekend. He was on the podium all 3 nights, but never on the top step. He goes fastest right now, 18.350. Michael Long, 18.438. Lucas Lee, 18.448. And Justin Allgaier, 18.536. So 4 drivers in that session right there. The top 4 in speeds right now. It's like another group or 2 to go. Gonna load some more cars up off the rim road down onto the infield. Sun's beginning to set here at Volusia Speedway Park. And a lot of these drivers competed here. We had 76 cars on Saturday night. So another 25-ish rolling in today. Just joining us, 101 DIRTcar UMP Modifieds on this Monday night here at the world's fastest half mile. Let the next 10 cars roll out onto the racetrack here in just a moment. Here comes the first one. It'll be Evan Kohler. Kohler out of Mount Airy, North Carolina. He sits in that Kohler Motorsports Capital Waste and Ultimate Towing and Recovery 114K car for Evan Kohler. It's down the back straightaway. He will race. Both Kohler brothers, of course, were here all 3 nights, all weekend long. They're back with us tonight. Next driver on the racetrack. First time we've seen Joey Cotterman on the racetrack. Joey out of Crookville, Tennessee. He's in that PRC Spray Automotive Finishes Martel Sign Company. Impressive race cars, 29 for Joey Cotterman. Also on the racetrack, the 11 car. We have not seen Reese Ogle on the racetrack yet. He's out of Sevierville, Tennessee, in that HR Concrete Solutions, Tennessee Cider Company, and Kelly White Realtors. 11 for Reese Ogle. Also on the back straightaway, you'll find the 32 car. That's Chad Roush. Roush out of Reedsville, Ohio. That's Fantastic Designs and Graphics, Abco Performance, and 7 Rivers Marine. Number 32 cars. He works his way through turns 3 and 4. Right behind him, you'll find the 10X car. That's Billy Updegraff. Billy out of Glasgow, Kentucky. He's in that Diamond Auto Collision RJ Refrigeration Bandit race car for Billy Updegraff. Stephen Padula right behind him, that red and yellow 31 car. He's out of Kannapolis, North Carolina. The Padula Materials and Landscape Supply Elite Race car. 31 for Stephen Padula. Also on the racetrack, you'll find the S8 car. That's Jordan Stotts. Jordan out of Pomeroy, Ohio. First time here in the Ridden-Hour Gas Services, Napa Auto Parts, and the Mayor's Office number S8. Also out there, the black 11 car. That's Maysville, Kentucky's Jimmy Lennox Jr. Jimmy Lennox in that Tom Whiteside Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram 11 car. So he works his way through turns 3 and 4. Last couple cars on the racetrack. The 5B car will be Bobby Bagley. Bagley's out of Mineral Wells, West Virginia. The Parkersburg Plumbing Supply, Surf Pro and Auto Advantage number 5. And the 07 will be Curtis King. King out of Wooler, Ontario, Canada. In that Motorsports of Trenton Auto Parts Center's Rocket by Ruhlman number 07. So this car's on the racing surface right now. I think we've got one more hot lap group to go. Or maybe 2, or maybe 3. We'll see. Checkered flag coming out in that one. Faster yet. By 1/1000th of a second, Stephen Padula, the driver out of Kannapolis, North Carolina, that red and black and yellow 31 car, 18.349. Kyle Strickler was 18.350. So 18.349 will be the fastest lap of the night thus far. It'll be Stephen Padula's 31G. Next hot lap group beginning to roll onto the racetrack. First driver out will be Todd Nieheiser. Nieheiser out of Panama City, Florida in that elite race car, discount towing a Panama City 72. He'll work his way down the back straightaway. How about Brad Goff rolling in tonight? We haven't seen Brad yet this year. Brad out of Zanesville, Ohio, and that Brad Goff Trucking, BGT Dump Trucks and Heavy Equipment Hauling, and Zanesville Dumpsters 41. Also on the racetrack, you will have Evan Taylor. Taylor out of Salzburg, Pennsylvania. The Taylor Services, Willie's Carbon Dyno Shop, and Guardian Fleet Services, number 7. Also on the racetrack will be Zeke McKenzie. McKenzie out of Claypool, Indiana. The Toro Superior Sales and Service, Integra Shocks, and McKenzie Farms, 24. Hunter Breland on the racetrack as well. Hunter out of Hattiesburg, Mississippi. He's in that CB Developers, Longhorn, Southern Pipe and Supply, number 21B. Also on the racetrack, you'll see the 8A car. We have not yet seen Austin Holcomb here this week. Austin out of Elm City, North Carolina, the Owens Construction, Prime Electrical Solutions, and U.S. Coast Guard looking like number 8, sharp looking 8A for Austin Holcomb. Also on the racetrack, the T9 car. That'll be Zach Tate. Tate's out of Low Gap, North Carolina. He's in that Tate Logging and Firewood, Jones Enterprises. T9. So there's the cars that are out there. Looks like down in the infield, the cars are lining up to qualify, so we may be in our last hot lap session right now. Checkered flag coming out here in this hot lap session. Nobody going any faster than Stephen Padula, so Padula will be the fastest. In that group, it'll be Todd Nieheiser, though, in the 72. 18.389. Here's what Todd Nieheiser did. Todd Nieheiser was parked at the Gator Pond all last weekend. He had terrible luck. He had awful luck. He moved to the infield, and now he's fast. That's what it did. It took him to maybe move, and actually Austin Holcomb went a little bit quicker there on that last lap, 18.370. If you check out that car close up, it's got U.S. Coast Guard scheme on it for the driver out of North Carolina. Nice looking wrap there for Austin Holcomb. He had a pretty cool wrap at the dome as well. They do good work there on that 8A car. So a couple quick guys in that group, Austin Holcomb, Todd Nieheiser, and Zach Tate. All of them inside the top 10 right now. Hunter Breland as well was 10th. So we'll see if we're going to wrap up hot laps just like that and go into qualifying, or if there's another hot lap session coming up. We'll wait and see. So hot laps officially concluded. Race control telling us we're going to get everybody lined up for qualifying. Again, Group A and Group B, 101 cars. So as we said, we've got 51 cars trying to get their way into the staging lanes. Again, we'll take 4 cars at a time. They'll go green, white, checkered for qualifying. Qualify everybody in Group A. So once these guys get where they need to be here, four cars at a time, green, white, checkered. Takes just a second. The logistics of getting 101, and it's actually now 102. 102 race cars lined up in the order they need to be to come out and qualify. It takes about an army of people and takes a couple of minutes. So we'll work to get these guys up where they need to be. Again, the drivers have to be kind of cognizant of where they need to be in the chute, right? Because they want to come out together. They need to come out together. And when you've got plus 100 of them, it takes just a second to get them there.
You know, Chris, I don't know. Chris. It is a beautiful week here at Volusia Speedway Park. Folks, if you're in the Florida area out there watching on DIRTVision,
yes,
come on out, because, Chris, the weather forecast for this week is unbelievable.
Dude, I gotta look. Keep talking if you want, but I gotta look. I gotta go to this. No, you don't have to talk anymore. Tomorrow, 80 and sunny. Wednesday, 78 and sunny. Thursday, 83 and sunny. Friday, 81 and sunny. Saturday, 82 and sunny. We're off on Sunday, but still 81 and sunny. Next Monday, 78 and sunny. Next Tuesday, 78 and sunny. Next Wednesday, 77 and sunny. And then my week here is done, and my forecast doesn't go any farther. So it's going to be beautiful. Yeah, no doubt about it.
Beautiful. Bring your shorts, folks.
Yeah. We had a great weekend last weekend. I mean, got a little chilly on Saturday night, but obviously still really, really nice here all 3 days that we were here this past weekend. And, man, Mother Nature, Jeff Hockman said it at the Ready meeting today, Mother Nature's got a front row seat to this thing.
Absolutely.
She is playing nice with us this week for sure. A lot of good stuff going on. Again, Modifieds only tonight, Modifieds only tomorrow. World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars roll in for their season opener here on Wednesday night. They'll be with us Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday along with the mods. We'll take Super Bowl Sunday off, and then we'll come right back Monday with the DIRTcar UMP late models in attendance. Late models will run all 6 nights. DIRTcar UMP banner Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then the World of Outlaws late models Thursday, Friday, and Saturday next week. Cars making their way into that staging area should be just ready to go. Again, we told you this earlier, 17031, 17031, the current Volusia Speedway Park track record. We're about a little over a second ooff that, so I don't know that we're going to get to track record speed tonight, but we'll see. Ethan Dotson, driver out of Bakersfield, California, now super late model driver full-time here, 17031. The current track record set back on November 18th, 2022. That was at the Ruderman Memorial back a couple of years ago. Just about ready to go qualifying here for Group A. And as I say that, they're calling them out. Here come the first 4 drivers to qualify. Daniel Sanchez, first driver onto the racetrack. Again, he's out of Amarillo Park, New York in that Jamie Scott Tire and Auto Center Snap-on Tools 463 car. Right behind him will be Dalton Lanik. He's out of Bunnell, Florida, the East Coast Aluminum Limitless Repair 51 car. Ryan Fowler's making his way onto the racetrack as well. Fowler's out of Pace, Florida, in that Mobag Shock Service Simpson Racing Products number 6, and Jason Garber's out there with him. He's out of Stark, Florida, in that CarQuest Auto Parts Search. He's trucking 27. 3 Floridians and a driver out of New York will take times first. Everybody under the green. We're coming directly to green, then white, then checkered. We'll wrap up qualifying as quickly as we can here. First lap, Daniel Sanchez, 18.884, 188.84. For Daniel Sanchez. Dalton Lanik will come by, 18.884 as well. Exact same time for Dalton Lanik. Ryan Fowler will go with a 22.043. Jason Garber, 18.984. Sanchez does not improve. He'll stand on lap number 1. We'll see if Lanik can go a little bit quicker. He will, 18.674, 186.74 for Dalton Lanik. Fowler and Garber will both come by. Jason Garber will go faster, 18.262, 182.62 for Stark Florida's Jason Garber. He'll be the fastest driver early on here in qualifying tonight. The multi-division racer out of Stark, Florida. Next 4 cars begin to roll. First driver out will be Mitch Thomas. Driver out of Oakland, Maryland. He's in that Rumble Gate Truck Tailgates, Iron Horse Associates, and Grant County Mulch. 97 cars. He works down the back straightaway. Right behind him will be the 81K car. That'll be Kyle Cole. Cole out of Evansville, Indiana. The Gary's Body Shop, Hurricane Custom Audio, and the Pizza Factory 81K car. The one of Randy Giroux is out there. Giroux out of Lima, Ohio, and the University of Northwestern Ohio. Profiler headers, an all-star performance number 1. And the 11 is out there as well. That'll be Aiden Hines. Hines out of Loveland, Ohio. In that UNOH Kano Ready Mix double towels. Number 11, white flags coming out. Mitch Thomas, fast time, 18.225. 1:8.225 for Mitch Thomas on lap number 1. Lap number 1 for Kyle Cole, 21.451. Randy Giroux, 18.523. Aiden Hines, 18.742. Mitch Thomas trying to improve on an 18.225. He does. 18.153. 1:8.153 for Mitch Thomas on lap number 2. That's the time to beat. Randy Giroux is going to have to roll to the inside of Cole. He'll stand on his opening lap. Aiden Hines will go faster, though, 18.620. And that'll wrap up the second group of 4. Everybody now chasing Mitch Thomas, the young driver out of Oakland, Maryland, in the 97. Next group rolling onto the racetrack. It'll be led to green by Brad DeYoung, driver out of Wheatfield, Indiana, in that P&G Power Diamond Chassis and Extreme Style Signs and Graphics number 7. He'll roll onto the racetrack in that 7 car. G. Nicholas is there as well. Trying to get the 81 off the racing surface. Not sure the situation there. All right, he wanted to go out the gate. That's fine. G. Nicholas is there, as we said. He's out of Lowell, Arkansas. The G. Nicholas LLC, Penske Racing Shocks, Mullins Race Engines 11N. He's on the back straightaway. Kyle Hammer is there as well. Hammer to Clinton, Illinois. In that Allgaier Performance, Troy Page Excavating and Shepherd Salvage 45. And the 66 of 2-time winner, Cole Falloway on the back straightaway as well. Falloway out of Owensboro, Kentucky, the Kelly Trucking, Falloway's Auto Parts and Sales, Rolling Pin Pastry Shop, 66. Everybody on the clock here, qualifying group number 3. Kyle Hammer rolling by the line. We get everybody to come to the white. Should be Brad DeYoung first. It'll be Cole Falloway first, and it'll be quick time. First driver under 18 seconds, 17.992. 1:7.992. Brad DeYoung second, 18.147. Gene Nicholas will roll by 8th, 18.851. And Kyle Hammer will come by 4th, 18.164. See if Falloway can go faster. Yes, sir. 17.964. 1:7.964 for Cole Falloway. Does DeYoung go faster? He does. 18.050. 1:8.050 for Brad DeYoung. Gene Nicholas will go faster as well, 18.792. He's up to 9th. And Kyle Hammer will not improve, so he'll stay 4th with an 18.164. So, new fast qualifier. Not a real big surprise. Good that 66 car's been all weekend. Cole Falloway's the time to beat. 17.964, the only driver under 18 seconds thus far. Here's one that can try to challenge that. Trevor Neville. He'll be the first driver out in this group. He's out of Mackinac, Illinois. The Multi-Fire Plug Wires, Reeser Landscaping, and Raceman's Clothing Company. 777 cars. He works his way down the back straight away. Zane Odewald will be right behind him. Zane out of Eustis, Florida, in the Zane's Auto Service. Ziegler Raceware and Allgaier Performance 11Z. Ray Bollinger is there. Ray's out of Kewanee, Illinois. He's in the Nutrient Ag Solution, Court Farms and Cheap Cars 77. And the 72S car will be Owensville, Ohio's Eric Shepard Jr. Eric Shepard in that Vision Woodworks, Vision Homes, and Precision Outdoors 72. So, working the next group. Zane Odewald will come by 18.847. Trevor Neville will roll by fast time, 17.953. Ray Bollinger 6th quick, 18.215. Eric Shepard 10th quick, 18.660. Here comes Neville. Does he go faster? Yes, sir. 1:7.575. 17.575, fastest lap of the night so far. St. Ottawalder go faster, 18.678. Ray Bollinger faster as well, will move up to fourth, 18.153. And we'll get Eric Shepard Jr. to roll by. Shepard will stand on lap number 1. He'll be 10th. We told you that 777 car was fast all weekend long. He did not have the results to show it, but right now, fastest of Group A, 17.575 for the 777 of Trevor Neville. Next 4 cars will begin to make their way onto the racing surface, led by Palmer, Nebraska's Braden Weller. Weller in that UNOH KNT Performance All-Star Performance number 01. Also on the racetrack will be the 9 car. That'll be the 9R of J.P. Roberts Jr. He's out of Gallipolis, Ohio, and that's Smith Chevrolet. Octane Race Products and VP Race Fuels number 9. Michael Altobelli is there as well. He's out of Saxton, Pennsylvania, the Mahindra Tractors, Bobcat Equipment, and All Out Wraps 35. We've got one turned around. We'll get you the last driver in this group, though. It'll be Mark Anderson, the driver out of Lowell, Michigan. He's in that Flat River Electric. Napa Auto Parts and Accurate Race Engines 43A. The 9 of J.P. Roberts was the driver that was turned around there over in turn number 4. We'll get him corrected. We'll get back on the gas here. Here we go. Everybody's rolling. Have to wait and see what times were for those 4 drivers. Did not have it on live timing here, so we'll get that to you in just 1 second. Next 4 cars will make their way out onto the racing surface. The 05 of Dave Wiedolder will be the first driver onto the racing surface. He's out of Liberty, Illinois, in the statewide Solar Coors Light Multi-Fire Spark Plug Wires 05. 60 car Jamaica will roll out there as well. He's out of Rincon, Georgia, in that Sage Coleman Financial Equiplink Auction Group number 60. You'll have the 11 car of Jesse Roop. Roop out of Sophia, West Virginia, the Williams Fuel Stop, Mills Floor Covering and Apkin Performance 11. And you'll have the 17 of Chris Wilson, the driver out of Louisa, Kentucky. He's in that Wilson Monument Company Napa Auto Parts number 17. White flags coming out for everybody. Jesse Roop, 18.460. Chris Wilson, 25.36. Wiedolder, 18.351. And Jamaica, 18.343. So it'll still be Trevor Neville, Cole Falloway, Brad DeYoung, Ray Bollinger, and Mitch Thomas, the top 5. Jesse Roop, 6th. Everybody chasing down Trevor Neville's 777 thus far as the next 4. Beginning to make their way onto the racetrack will be led to green by the 15 of Justin Stone. Stone out of Middlebury, Vermont, in that G-Stone Motorsports, Gardner's Trading Post. Lethal 15X car as he works his way onto the racing surface. Right behind him will be Jordan Kohler. Kohler out of Mount Airy, North Carolina, the Ultimate Towing and Recovery, Slicker Graphics, and Capital Waste. 114 car, the 77 snuck out there. That's Jim Shipman. He's out of Petrolia, Illinois, in the Lakeshore Suspension, Sheer Chime Salon, and Harvey Race Photos 77. And the 1H car will be out there as well. That's Ben Harmon. Harmon out of Brooks, Kentucky, in the Premier Auto Parts, Kentucky Clutch and Performance, and a Rhino Pack 1H. All right, back to it. Trevor Neville, 17.575, the time to beat. Justin Stone's going to roll by 11th quick, 18.379, 1.8379. 22nd for Jim Shipman, 19.904. 8th quick for Jordan Kohler, good first lap, 18.246. And 13th quick for Ben Harmon, 18.414. Everybody through lap number 1. Everybody coming to the checkered here. Justin Stone. He'll stand on lap number 1's 18.379. Faster for Shipman, 19.637. Kohler will not improve. He'll stay 8th. And Ben Harmon will go faster, 18.383. 1.8383 for Ben Harmon in the 1H. Working our way through qualifying at Group A. Next driver onto the racetrack will be St. Louis, Missouri's Kenny Wallace. Wallace in that Southern Country Customs Priority Aviation Sunoco Race Fuels 36 car as he works his way down the back straightaway. Kyle Cole will be on the back straightaway as well. He's out of Evansville, Indiana, the Gary's Body Shop, Assassin Chassis, and the Pizza Factory. 81C car, that's actually Christopher Cole, the 81C. He's out there. The 155 will be Gavin Shaw. Shaw to Brownsdale, Minnesota, the Rochester Overhead Doors. K&K Trucking and Freddy's Detailing 155. And Mike McKinney on the racetrack as well. McKinney out of Plainfield, Illinois. He's in that Popejoy Plumbing, Heating, Electric, Night Owl Designs and Weir's Machine 96M. Kenny Wallace, 3rd quick, good first lap, 18.040. 1.8040 for Kenny Wallace. Christopher Cole, 19.669. 17th quick for Gavin Shaw, 18.555. Mike McKinney's going to roll by 5th quick, 18.059, 1.8059. Kenny Wallace, does he go faster? He does. 2nd quick, 17.832, 1.7832 for Kenny Wallace. Christopher Cole does not improve. Gavin Shaw does, 18.393 up to 16th. And Mike McKinney will move up a spot, faster on lap number 2, 18.024. 1.8024 for Mike McKinney, 4th quick in the 96M. All right, so next 4 ready to roll. It'll be the 57 at Charlie Sandercock. He's out of Trenton, Ontario, Canada. He's in that Rapid Rad Services, Central Ontario Spray Foam, and Crete Works. 57 car as he works his way down the back straightaway. Right behind him will be Austin Self, driver out of Statesville, North Carolina, the Noonan Industries AM Racing Dirt Division 23Z. Then you'll have the 77 at George Dixon. Dixon out of Shirleysburg, Pennsylvania. He's in that base race fuels, Lomé Trucking and Shoemaker out of 77. And Greg Moore will be out there. Greg out of Defiance, Pennsylvania. He's in that Chubby Trucking, Subtle Racing and Fabrication, and Rick Steele Surveying at number 8. Charlie Sandercock, lap number 1, 19.599, 1.9599. Austin Self, 18.620. George Dixon, 2nd quick on lap number 1, 17.641. Great first lap for George Dixon. Here comes Greg Moore, 18.525. Everybody rolling back by. Sandercock will go faster, 18.213. He's up to 11th. Austin Self, faster, 18.538. Can George Dixon get there? No, he'll stay 2nd, 17.641. As Gregory Moore will go faster as well, up to 12th, 18.224. So Trevor Neville still the time to beat, 17.575, but George Dixon nearly got there, 17.641. He'll be 2nd, then it's Kenny Wallace, Cole Falloway, and Mike McKinney with about, 12 or so cars yet to go. Next 4 cars beginning to make their way onto the racetrack will be the 77 of Jason Cox. First driver out there is out of Clinton, Indiana, and then Mineco Logistics, Jason Cox Trucking and Carmichael Race Body 77C. He'll roll down the back straightaway. Right behind him will be the 91 of Chris Bolio. Bolio out of Campbell River, British Columbia, Canada, and that Endless Mine Design, a Lethal Chassis, Coast Island Arena number 91. Then you'll have Ray Cable. Cable on the racetrack out of Sykesville, Maryland, and that's Spooner Contracting, Campbell Race Technology, and Roy's Auto Body number 90. And Taylor Cool on the racetrack as well. She's out of Cape Creek, Arizona, the Ultimate Equipment Rental. K1 Race Gear and Matt Crafton Motorsports 2K. There's 4 drivers on the racetrack right now. First driver set to roll by will be the 77 of Jason Cox, 21.298, 21298. Chris Bolio's going to roll by, 20041. Ray Cable's going to come by, 18.654. Taylor Cool, 19.108. There's all 4 drivers' first lap here of their green-white checkered qualifying. Here comes Jason Cox. Cox does not improve. Bolio does. 18.368. 18368 for Chris Bolio. Ray Cable faster. 18.510. Taylor Cool faster as well. 18.547 for Taylor Cool. As 3 of those fire drivers faster on lap number 2. Cars yet to go here in qualifying at Group A. Next 4 cars will be led to green by Lumberton, Mississippi, Scott Ladner. Ladner in that CB Developers Southern Pipe and Supply. Ladner Engineering 21 car. As he works his way onto the racing service. 28C car of Jeff Cotterman will be right behind him. Cotterman out of Rickman, Tennessee in that PRC Spray Automotive Finishes, CNC Collision Towing, Vic Hill Race Engines 28C for Cotterman. Also on the racetrack will be Brian Dively. Dively out of Springfield, Illinois, the Checkered Flag Graphics, Cozy Dock Drive-In, and AFCO Racing 11D. And Brian Ruhlman with us today as well, the longtime racing veteran out of Clark Lake, Michigan. He's in those Ruhlman race cars, VP Race Fuels, and Ted Brown's Quality Paint and Body Shop, number 49. Next 4 cars trying to go after Trevor Neville, 17.575. White flag will be in the air. Ladner, 18.683 on lap number 1. 19.952 for Cotterman. Ryan Dively, 19.128. 18.520 for Brian Ruhlman. On lap number 1, Ladner better, 11th quick, 18.198. Way better second lap there for Scott Ladner. Just outside of the top 10 and 11th. Cotterman will not improve. He'll stand at a 19.952. Faster for Brian Dively, though, 18.872. And faster for Brian Ruhlman up to 16th, 18.279. 18279 for Brian Ruhlman. Still Trevor Neville, the time to beat here. The next 4 drivers will be let out by Clayton Bryant. Should be the first driver rolling onto the racetrack in that 114B car. He's out of Yoder, Indiana. In that Potter's Lawn Service, Geiger Machine, and Alternative Fuel Solutions 114 car for Clayton Bryant. Right behind him will be Damian Kiefer, young driver out of St. Genevieve, Missouri. In that Premier Shutters and Blinds, TG Auto Detailing, and Next Level Designs number 0. Also on the racetrack will be Ethan Boomsma. Boomsma out of Wheatfield, Indiana, the Always Underground Incorporated, KB Electric Longhorn by Lowenbrill Race Car 23B. And Dustin Sorensen on the racetrack as well. Sorensen out of Rochester, Minnesota in that heavy hitch. CBR Drilling and Action Engineering, number 19. Here we go. 18.778 for Clayton Bryant on lap number 1. Damian Kiefer, 19.295. No time on Ethan Boomsma. Dustin Sorensen will go 18.695. Did not get a time on Boomsma, so we'll check that here in a moment. Clayton Bryant's going to roll by. He'll go better, 18.757. Damian Kiefer will stand on his 19.514 from the opening lap. 695 was Dustin Sorensen's first lap, which is his best as well. So Sorensen the fastest of those cars on the racing surface. Looks like we've got 3 more cars to go, but only 2 of them in the lineup chute. Ryan Thomas will be the first driver out. He's out of Bloomington, Indiana. That Hoosier Truck Sales Dyno 1 Diamond race car number T9. He'll work his way down the back straightaway. Right behind him will be Jim Britt. Back behind the wheel of his 70H car tonight. He's out of Palm Coast, Florida. The Britt Motorsport CIL Underground Action Graphics 70H. And we do not see Denny Schwartz. Looks like Schwartz will not qualify here in Group A. So this is the final group in Group A. Everybody trying to get to Trevor Neville's 777. Time of 17.575. Checkered flag coming out for everybody. Jim Britt, 19.383 officially will be his best. Ryan Thomas, how about a second lap up to 4th? 17.904, 179.04 for Ryan Thomas. Man, all of a sudden into the top 5 on that last lap for the driver out of Bloomington, Indiana in the T9. So Group A officially into the record books. Trevor Neville, George Dixon, Kenny Wallace, Ryan Thomas, Cole Falloway will be the top 5. Mike McKinney, Brad DeYoung, Ray Bollinger, Mitch Thomas, and Jesse Root will be the top 10 in Group A. So the drivers in Group A making their way out of the infield. See, all those drivers were staged there on the inside of turn number 2. Get them all across the back straightaway here, back into the Gator Pond, wherever they are pitted back there. Same time, the turn 4 gate is opening. The drivers in qualifying Group B coming up.
Race fans, the Federated Auto Parts DIRTcar Nationals is bigger than ever. From January 30th through February 15th at Volusia Speedway Park. The World of Outlaws Sprint Cars and late models, plus the American Sprint Car Series, the Super DIRTcar Series, and the DIRTcar UMP Modifieds at the world's fastest half-mile oval. Ticket packages, camping, and more at DIRTcarNationals.com. The Federated Auto Parts DIRTcar Nationals. Be there.
Want more wins? Here's some tips. Brake late with our powerful titanium piston brake kits featuring our VRT Max rotor and all titanium hardware. Stay on track with the lightest, strongest, and safest rear torsion arm ever made in our exclusive AccuLength W-Link. Hold it all together with our huge selection of high-strength precision titanium fasteners boxed up custom for your car in part-labeled bags. Make the decision for precision. Smith Titanium. We winnovate.
It's a moment of transformation when humans become heroes and training gives way to instinct. In that moment, senses are heightened to new levels. Every sound, every breath, every second that can mean the difference between life and death. Determination is matched only by empathy for those who need you most. In that moment, you need a tool that rises to the challenge. Simple, rugged, reliable. Amcus Rescue Systems, built for the moment.
The greatest shows on dirt have the best fan gear in motorsports. Can't wait to get to the track to pick up the latest World of Outlaw gear? Slide on over to worldofoutlaws.com. You'll find hats, shirts, hoodies, and other souvenirs for all fans. Visit the Outlaw General Store online today at worldofoutlaws.com.
So qualifying Group A into the record books. Trevor Neville, the fastest lap of the night thus far, 17:575 for the young driver out of Mackinac, Illinois. Qualifying Group B, same thing, 51 cars in Group A, 51 cars in Group B for our 102 that we have signed in here, unless anybody came rolling in any later than I know of, but plus 100 is an outstanding way to start on a Monday night here at the 54th annual Federated Auto Parts DIRTcar Nationals here at Volusia Speedway Park. The drivers getting set to roll here, the first 4. Pretty good first group as well to kickstart qualifying Group B. The driver that won here on Thursday night will be the first driver that will roll out onto the racing surface once we are clear over there in turn number 4. DIRTcar officials, making sure everybody down there where they need to be, getting them into the lineup so we can smoothly roll them out onto the racetrack. Going to move a few more cars forward here in that lineup shoot, so there is a clear path to the scales once these guys end up qualifying. The first handful of groups are going to need to be able to make it to the scales, which of course are on the infield, so they're just shuffling some cars around down there, making sure they are good to go. And the first driver is set to roll. Thursday night's winner, Kurt Spalding, will be the first driver out. He's out of Waterfleet, Michigan, in that all-star performance. Schoenfeld Headers Fox Shocks number 5. He'll roll down the back straightaway, be the first driver to come to green. Right behind him will be Brad Goff. Goff out of Zanesville, Ohio, in that BGT dump trucks and heavy equipment hauling. Stack Products Zanesville Dumpsters 41 car. Reigning national champion Michael Long on the back straightaway as well. He's out of Fowler, Illinois, the Discount Tire and Service, Blitz Construction, Pogue Butte GMC, number 18. And Rick Wiedekamp was out there as well. Wiedekamp out of Springfield, Illinois, in the RW Refrigeration, Mario's Italian Restaurant, Litchfield Pump and Motor, number 89. This should be good right here. Spalding ready to come off turn number 4. White flag in the air. Kurt Spalding, 17,799. 17799 for Kurt Spalding. Lap number 1 for Brad Goff, 18,133. 18133. Michael Long, second, 18,082. 18082 for Michael Long. Rick Wiedekamp will come by, 21,181. Does Spalding go faster? No. He'll stand on a 17,799 in his opening lap. Can Brad Goff overtake him? He'll go faster. He'll stay third, though. 18,117. Michael Long will go faster, and he'll stay second, 17,910. Told you that was going to be a good group right there. Rick Wiedekamp will complete his second lap here. Does he go faster? Yes, 20.474. But right now, Thursday night's winner, Kurt Spalding, the time to beat, 17,799. Next 4 cars will be ready to roll onto the racing surface. Evan Kohler will be the first driver out. He's out of Mount Airy, North Carolina, sitting in that Ultimate Towing and Recovery Capital Waste Kohler Motorsports 114 car. Down the back straightaway will be Evan Kohler. Right behind him, the 2J car, that will be Troy Johnson. Troy out of Sugar Grove, Pennsylvania. In the Martin Dynamics, Johnson Drilling Superior Fuel Cells and Bills Mafia sponsored 2J car. Big Buffalo Bills fan there for Troy Johnson as he works down the back straightaway. Right behind him will be the 99 car. That's Jimmy Wagner. Wagner out of Dade City, Florida. The Big Built race cars, the Blue Gator Tiki Bar, Extreme Machining 99. And a final driver onto the racetrack will be Jim Stein, a driver out of Hagerstown, Maryland, in that Stein Machining, number 59. There's the cars on the racing surface. Evan Kohler's going to roll by, 19,389. 19389. Troy Johnson, 19,775. Jimmy Wagner, 18,591. And Doug Stein, 19,325. First lap for everybody here in the second qualifying group in Group B. Evan Kohler will not improve. He'll stand on the 19,398. Troy Johnson better, 18,319. That's up to 4th. Jimmy Wagner stands on his opening lap. Doug Stein goes better. He's up to 6th. 19,175 for the Maryland racer, Doug Stein. So Troy Johnson will be the fastest in that group, that white and blue number 2J. He will be 4th here after a couple quick qualifying groups. Next group is Roland Todd Nieiser will be the first driver out. He's out of Panama City, Florida. He's in that Discount Towing Division Graphics Elite 72 car for Todd Nieiser. Right behind him will be Jason Bolio. Bolio out of Campbell River, British Columbia, Canada, Coast Island Marine, EMD Race Wraps number 90. Wade Olmstead's out there as well. Wade from down the road in De Leon Springs, Florida, the Geno Sewer and Drain Cleaning Action Graphics and DeLand Auto Parts 99. And the 16 is Sean Deering will be the 4th driver onto the racetrack. He's out of Quincy, Illinois. He's in that Whiskey Biz Legion Industrial Equipment and Three Brothers Machine number 16. Everybody chasing Kurt Spalding, 17,799. Todd Nieiser, 5th quick, 18,353. Jason Bolio, 2nd quick, 17,887. 17887 for Jason Bolio. Wade Olmstead, 10th quick, 19,595. 7th quick for Sean Deering, 18,590. Eheiser better into the top 5. 18.223. Jason Bolio, quick time. 17.727. 177.227 for the Canadian. Sean Deering will go faster as well. He's up to 7th with an 18.582. But Jason Bolio now, the time to beat here in Group B, 17.727 for Campbell River, British Columbia's Jason Bolio. Next group ready to roll onto the racetrack will be led by David Stremies out of Mifflintown, Pennsylvania. The lethal chassis, Weir's Machine, Willie's Carbon Dyno, shop number 35. 17T, Tyler Evans will be the next driver out there. He's out of Mineral Wells, West Virginia. The Evans Construction Frames, etc. rated Fox Shocks. Number 17, behind him will be the 27 of Jason Garber. Nope, that's 27 of Michael Turner. He's out of Paris, Tennessee. The Turner's Landscaping, Lucas Lee Motorsports, and Wiles Drive Shafts 27 car. And Cole Charneski is there as well. Charneski out of Denmark, Wisconsin, the Pro Property Service, CC's Bushville Lanes, and Prestige Custom Cabinetry. 21CZ, here comes Stremme. David Stremme, quick time on lap number 1, 17.713. Tyler Evans, 6th quick, 18.179. Michael Turner, 5th quick, 17.913. Cole Charneski, 6th quick, 18.054. How about David Stremme? Fast out of the gate. 35 cars going to roll by. Can he go faster? Yes, he will. 17.625. 17625 for Stremme. Tyler Evans is faster as well. 18.130. Michael Turner up to 4th, faster on lap 2. 17.800. And Cole Charneski faster as well. 18.006. Everybody faster on lap number 2. So David Stremme now, the time to beat. 17.625 here in Group B. Chad Roush will be the next driver onto the racetrack. Roush out of Reedsville, Ohio, and that's Fantastic Designs, APCO Performance, and Seven Rivers Marine. 32 cars he works down the back straight away. Right behind him will be Chase Holland, the driver out of Success, Mississippi. He's in that industrial dock and door. Weir's Machine and Burwell Motorsports 45 as he works down the back straight away. The 2C is there. That's Ronnie Chance. Chance from down the road in Elkton, Florida, that attorneybutton.com. RC Motorsports, Twins Farms 2C, and Glenn Stiers is there. Stiers out of Ohsweken, Ontario, Canada. He's in that Glenn Stiers Racing Ohsweken Speedway, number 0. Those the 4 on the racing surface. Chad Roush gonna roll by. Roush will be 12th quick, 18.587, 18587. Chase Holland into the top 10, 18.203, that's 9th quick. Ronnie Chance, 18.948. Glenn Stiers didn't quite get by as caution blinked on for Chad Roush. Not sure Glenn Stiers got to the start-finish line here before we had to go yellow for the spun 32. All right, getting set to go. We'll come back on Glenn Stiers. He'll be the first driver to come to green as we did not get a lap on him, so he's got 2 laps coming to him. Chad Roush is onto the infield. His 1 lap will count. If you cause a caution on lap number 2 qualifying, you go to the pits. We give you your 1 lap. Glenn Stiers got 2 laps coming to him. Ronnie Chance and Chase Holland have 1 lap coming to him. And there we go. We'll come right back to it right now. Glenn Stiers. 18.351, 18351 for Stiers. Checkered flag will be coming out for all 3 of these guys. Chase Holland will stand on his opening laps, 18.203. Ronnie Chance will go faster though, 18.713. Glenn Stiers will go faster as well, 18.269. He's just outside of the top 10 and 11th for the double-duty racer Glenn Stiers in the 0. There it is. Everybody should roll on to the infield here. We've got everybody's couple of laps in. Glenn Stiers wants a 3rd one, but I think we've got 1 more coming to him as he kind of got hung up there. Yep, just like that. Glenn Stiers, one more lap coming to him here. 18.269, the official lap of record so far. We'll see if he can go faster on this last one. Checkered flag coming out. Can he go faster? No. He'll stand on his first lap of an 18.269. So Glenn Stiers will make his way onto the infield. We'll get set for the next 4, which will be led out by Claypool, Indiana, Zeke McKenzie. McKenzie in that Superior Sales and Service. Integra Shocks, Wise Graphics and Designs 24 car. He'll roll onto the racing service at blue and orange 24. Right behind him will be Jimmy Lennox Jr. Jimmy out of Maysville, Kentucky. He's in that Tom Whiteside Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram number 11 car. So he'll work his way into turn at number 3. Right behind him will be Hunter Breland. Breland out of Hattiesburg, Mississippi. The CV Developers, Latner Engineering, and Southern Pipe and Supply 21B. And a final driver in this group will be the 07 of Curtis King. King out of Wooler, Ontario, Canada. Motorsports of Trenton Auto Parts Centers and Veranda Luxury Pontoons 07. There we go, everybody bye. Checkered flags are coming here for Zeke McKenzie. Zeke McKenzie officially 7th, 18.082, 18082 for Zeke McKenzie. Hunter Breland 14th, 18.351. Jimmy Lennox 20.625 and Curtis King 18.595. So no changes there inside the top 5. Might be some changes inside the top 5 with this next group. Check out the next 4 that are rolling. Lucas Lee will be the first driver out. He's out of Paris, Tennessee, in the tank lining of Paris. Weir's Machine and Racing Products, Turner's Landscaping, number 12. Justin Allgaier will be with him. Allgaier out of Riverton, Illinois, in the Allgaier Performance. Brandt Professional Agriculture and Easier Racing Tires, number 7. Trent Young will roll in this group as well. Young out of Crofton, Kentucky, in the Owens Construction McKinney's Body Shop Diamond Race Cars number 10. And Dave Pinkerton is on the racetrack as well. Dave out of Chillicothe, Ohio. He's in that State Farm Insurance Advanced Services and CoughlinCars.com. Number 8, good group here. See if anybody can get to a 17.625. 17625, the time to beat for David Stremme. Lucas Lee's going to roll by. He'll be 5th. 17.825, 17825 for Lucas Lee. Justin Allgaier will roll by 8th quick, 18.071. Trent Young will come by, 18.198. Dave Pinkerton, 18.332. Lap number 2 for everybody. Checkered's coming. Do they improve? Lucas Lee does not. He'll stay 5th, 17.825. Justin Allgaier also does not, 18.071. Trent Young, he'll go faster, 7th quick, 17.998. And Dave Pinkerton will stand on his opening lap of an 18.332 as well. So, those guys we thought maybe were going to challenge for the top 5. Lucas Lee ended up 5th out of that group in the 12. Next couple of cars are ready to roll. Will be led by the T9 of Zach Tate. He's at a Low Gap, North Carolina. The Tate Logging and Firewood Jones Enterprises Lethal Race Car number T9. Right behind him will be Kyle Strickler out of Mooresville, North Carolina. The G-Style Transport Donaldson Grading Companies. And Melanie Motorsports number 8. Also on the racetrack will be Billy Updegraff. He's out of Glasgow, Kentucky in the Diamond Auto Collision RJ Refrigeration Bandit Race Cars number 10. And Greg Belliat. Belliat out of Sterling, Ontario, Canada. The Victory Race Engines Lethal and Excess Storage 25. See what happens here. Zach Tate will be the first driver to roll by. He will go 29th quick, 20.934. Kyle Strickler 7th, 17.922. For Strickler on lap number 1, Updegraff 14th, 18.135. And Greg Belliat 21st, 18.552. See if anybody can improve here. Zach Tate's going to roll by. Kyle Strickler's rolling up on him in a hurry. They're both going to come to the checkered. Tate will go faster. Strickler up to 2nd, 17.722. 17722 for Kyle Strickler. Billy Updegraff does not improve. Greg Belliat will, 18.237. 18237 for Belliat. He'll be 17th quick, but Kyle Strickler fastest in that group. He'll be second quick in the 8. Well, from one 8 to another 8, this 8 is Jordan Stotts in the S8 car. He's out of Pomeroy, Ohio. He's in that Ridnour Gas Services, Napa Auto Parts, and S&S Contracting S8 car. He'll work his way down the back straight away. Right behind him will be the 3F car of Rob Fuqua. Fuqua out of Paris, Illinois. He's in that Rob Fuqua Trucking, Jackson Cox Trucking, Meinke Logistics 3F car. Miles Bolio's on the back straight away. Miles out of Campbell River, British Columbia. The Coast Island Marine Lethal Race Cars and EMD Race Wraps 18 car. And the final driver in this group will be Adam Ogle. Adam out of Gatlinburg, Tennessee, in the Ogle's Neighborhood Service, Rickett Sheet Metal and TNC Diesel 26. Here comes Jordan Stotts. Stotts will come by 18.905, 189.05. Rob Fuqua, Miles Bolio go by 18.428. Adam Ogle 18.901. Fuqua was a 19.343. Stotts does not improve. Miles Bolio go faster, 18.427. And Ogle will definitely not improve as he's got a giant smoke screen all the way down the front straightaway for Adam Ogle. So safety crew will head out there, make sure there was no fluid dumped down around the racetrack. Doesn't look like it from here, but there was a lot of smoke there out of the 26 of Ogle. We'll make sure there's no flames and make sure he's all right. So we'll get Adam Ogle's 26 car onto the infield here. Unfortunately, he only got one lap, and they're going to have some major repairs to make there. He is pitted on the infield, so we'll try to get him down off turn number 4 onto the infield, and we'll set the next 4. 15 cars yet to go. So far, it's David Stremme, Kyle Strickler, Jason Bolio, Kurt Spalding, Michael Turner. That's your top 5 right now. It's pretty good hot shoes yet to go here. The final 15. Got an Adam Ogle off the racing service. Looks like the racetrack is clear. We'll send the next 4. First driver in this group will be Salzburg, Pennsylvania's Evan Taylor. Taylor in the Taylor Services, Guardian Fleet Service, Willie's Carbon Dyno Shop. Number 7 car will be the first driver to roll out there. Right behind him will be Shannon Fisk, driver to Lowell, Michigan, in the Fisk Trucking, Napa Auto Parts, and Spangler Heating and Cooling. Number 60 car. Also rolling onto the back straightaway will be the 29C of Joey Cotterman. Joey out of Crookville, Tennessee, the Vic Hill Race Engine, CNC Collision, Impressive Race Cars, 29. And Matt Crafton is out there as well. Crafton out of Mooresville, North Carolina. He's in the Steelmaster, K1 Race Gear, and Ultimate Equipment Rental, number 88. White flag coming out. 19th quick for Evan Taylor, 18.301. 10th quick for Shannon Fisk, 18.052. Matt Crafton, we'll check Matt Crafton's time in a second. Joey Cotterman, 20.817. Crafton was an 18.423. Evan Taylor goes faster on lap number 2. Shannon Fisk will stand on his opening lap. We'll see if Crafton can go better. He will, 18.413. And Cotterman's not going to complete a second lap, so to the infield will go the 29. All right, next 4 cars ready to make their way onto the racetrack will be led by Charlie Mefford, the driver out of Belton, Kentucky, in the Melford Construction Earnhardt Technology Group, Rice Contracting 13. He'll be the first driver onto the racing service. Right behind him will be the 65. That is Matt Miller. Miller out of White House, Ohio, in that Sherman Enterprises 65. 5. It looks like he's having some trouble slow rolling down around the bottom here, so we'll check the situation there for Matt Miller. Also on the racetrack will be the 8A of Austin Holcomb. Holcomb out of Elm City, North Carolina. The Prime Electrical Solutions, Owen Construction, U.S. Coast Guard, number 8. And the 11 of Reese Ogle is out there as well. Ogle out of Sevierville, Tennessee. He's in that HR Concrete Solution, Tennessee Cider Company, and Rickett Sheet Metal, number 11. So we'll check Matt Miller's 65. Matt Miller sitting in for Todd Sherman here in that Sherman Enterprises 65 car. I'm not sure exactly what's going on there, if he's going to turn it on to the infield, and he is. So tough break for him as he will not get a qualifying lap. Everybody else will. Still chasing David Stremme, 17.625, 1.7625 for David Stremme. Charlie Mefford, Austin Holcomb, and Reese Ogle. Good group here as well. Here we go, charging Charlie. Reese Ogle will come by 19.353, 19353 for Ogle. The 8A of Holcomb. 18.417, 18417. Here comes Mefford. Mefford's going to roll by 8th quick. Good first lap. 17.923, 17923 for Mefford. Ogle will try to improve. He will. 19.175, 19175 for Ogle. Holcomb better as well. 18.255, 18255. And can Mefford crack the top 5? Nope. He'll stand on his opening lap of a 17.923, which was 8th when they come by the line. So, Charlie Mefford will be the fastest of those 3 on the racetrack. Should have 2 more groups yet to go. First driver onto the racetrack in this group will be Fenton, Missouri's Kenny Schrader. Schrader in that Federated Auto Parts Guy Trucking Petrov Towing number 9. He'll roll onto the racing surface here in turn number 1. It'll be Schrader. Right behind him will be Bobby Bagley. Bagley out of Mineral Wells, West Virginia. Then Parkersburg Plumbing Supplies, Serve Pro, and Auto Advantage 5B. Also on the racetrack will be Colton Profit. Profit out of Crossville, Tennessee. He's in an Extreme Pressure Washing, Roland Digital Media, number 56. And 17th seed Coleman Evans is there as well. Evans out of Mineral Wells, West Virginia, and that Evans Construction. Fox Shocks and Frames, etc. 17th seed. So a couple Mineral Wells racers on the racetrack here. 18.282 for Kenny Schrader on lap number 1. Bobby Bagley, 18.819. 18.094 for Colton Profit. 18.308 for Coleman Evans. Kenny Schrader does not improve on lap number 1. Bobby Bagley will not improve either. Profit will stand on lap number 1, and Coleman Evans will actually go faster. Evans 18.234, 18234 for Coleman Evans, faster on lap number 2 in the 17. Final group. Will Krupp will be the first driver rolling onto the racetrack. He's at a Mount Carmel, Illinois. He's in that Willie's Carbon Dyno Shop, Ted Brown's Quality Paint and Body Shop, K1 Race Gear, K9 car. Stephen Padula, roll with him. He's at a Kannapolis, North Carolina. He's in the Elite Chassis, Padula Materials and Landscape Supply 31. And a late arrival tonight, Josh Sanford will roll in this group as well. Sanford's out of Keystone Heights, Florida. He's in that Krebs Land Development, Josh Sanford Racing and CMD Drywall, number 3. Final 3 drivers here in Group B. 17.625 for David Stremme, the time to beat. Here we go. Will Krupp's had a really good last 2 nights. Krupp Lap number 1, third quick, 17.723. 1:17.723 on lap number 1. Eighth quick for Stephen Padula, 17.884. Couple good first laps right there. Josh Sanford's going to roll by in 19.687. Here comes Will Krupp. Can he pick it up? A couple of tenths. Krupp to the line. Faster! Quick time! 17.558. 1:17.558 for Will Krupp. Stephen Padula will stand on his opening lap. Josh Sanford's going to come by. He will stand on his opening lap as well. That right there will wrap up qualifying Group A and qualifying Group B. Fastest driver in qualifying Group A with a 17.575 was Trevor Neville in the 777 car. And the fastest driver in Group B on the last lap of qualifying, it's the fastest time overall tonight. Driver out of Mount Carmel, Illinois with a 17.558 second lap. How about it for Will Krupp in K9? Last lap of qualifying here. K9 goes P1 overall. Will Krupp had mechanical troubles on Thursday night, did not have a good night at all, had to scratch out of a last chance showdown, and then has not been off the podium since. He had a really good car on Friday night, a really good car on Saturday night, and obviously a pretty good car so far tonight as well. Well, if that wasn't so much fun for you race fans, we're going to do that all again. We've got 102 cars to qualify a second time here tonight. So, as we told you in the outset, we're going to qualify Group A and Group B for tonight. And then we're going to qualify Group A and Group B for Wednesday night. So the Wednesday night qualifying is coming up next. Tomorrow night, we'll qualify everybody for tomorrow night and for Thursday night. So we'll qualify twice tonight, qualify twice tomorrow night, then we don't have to qualify on Wednesday or Thursday or Friday or Saturday. No more qualifying after tomorrow. So we will line everybody that was in qualifying Group A back onto the infield and let them get staged so they can get ready to come back out.
All right, race fans, as we line up qualifying session number 2 here tonight, great news on our 50-50 here at Volusia Speedway Park. A little bit different this year. If you're not familiar with what we're doing, if you weren't here Thursday, Friday, or last Saturday, it's really neat what we're doing this year for the DIRTcar Nationals. So we will sell raffle tickets with a credit card or cash. You can buy 3 for $5, 10 for $10, 88 for $20, 200 for $40, or 500 tickets for just $100. And this is the way it's going to work. Cassie and Karen will be coming around selling the 50-50 raffles. You can use your credit card. You will get a receipt with a QR code on it. By scanning that QR code, you can keep updated on what the purse is for the 50-50. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the tickets from tonight, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and just have one drawing for the week. The grand total will be Saturday night, the one and only drawing. Now, if you are in the state of Florida, you do not have to be a Florida resident. If you're out there watching on DIRTVision, if you go to www.rafflebox.ca/raffle/DIRTcar NATS Week 2, you too can purchase the 50-50 raffle tickets. And the good thing is, folks, the drawing will be Saturday night. You do not have to be present to win. So get out there, go online if you're in the state of Florida, get those 50-50 raffle tickets. Of course, you can buy them here at the racetrack. Karen and Cassie will be going around selling those tickets. So Purchase those tickets tonight, tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and the grand prize will be drawn on Saturday night. And we're going to do the same thing next week for week number 3 of the DIRTcar Nationals. So really neat stuff. And I'm going to repeat that for you folks out there watching on DIRTVision that live in the state of Florida, just in case you didn't have a pen handy. And it looks like we're going to go qualifying.
We'll have you repeat that in just a minute, but we'll go qualifying. Group A for the second time is going to roll onto the racetrack. It'll be Daniel Sanchez, driver out of Amarillo Park, New York, in the 463 car. Dalton Lennox out there as well. He's out of Benel, Florida, in the 51. Jason Garver on the racing service again in the 27 car. He's out of Start, Florida. And Ryan Fowler back onto the racing service as well. He's out of Pace, Florida. So again, 3 Florida drivers and 1 driver out of New York. Still 17:03.1, the official track record here at Volusia Speedway Park. And here we go again. 19:7:24 for Daniel Sanchez, 18:491 for Dalton Lanick. Jason Garver, 18:802. And 18:836 for Ryan Fowler. Sanchez will go faster. Lanick will go faster. Quickest here. 18:423 for Lanick. Garver now faster. 18:410 for Jason Garver, and Ryan Fowler will roll across. So Jason Garver right now the time to beat 18:410, 18:410 for Jason Garver. Again, this qualifying session right here sets the features for Wednesday night. Onto the racetrack comes the 11 car. That's Aiden Hines. He's out of Loveland, Ohio, in the UNOH 11 car. Right behind him will be Mitch Thomas, the driver out of Oakland, Maryland. The 1 car of Randy Giroux out of Lima, Ohio, on the racetrack as well. Does not look like we've got Kyle Cole. So Cole scratching here from his hot lap session. Oh, no, he isn't. He came out. There he is. The 81C just came out after the other 3, so he's back. We've got them all. Everybody on the racing surface. Aiden Hines now quick time, 18:391. 18:391. Kyle Cole, 21:75. Mitch Thomas now fastest, 17:720. Randy Giroux up to second, 18:358. Aiden Hines will take that second spot back away from his teammate. He'll take that second spot. Mitch Thomas will go faster yet. Thomas had to work through traffic, and he still set a faster lap time, 17:716. Randy Giroux took that second spot back away again, 18:198. But Mitch Thomas right now, 17:716, the fastest lap of the night so far. Next 4 cars getting ready to roll. Kyle Hammer will be the first driver out. He's out of Clinton, Illinois. In that 45 car, he'll roll onto the racetrack. Right behind him will be Brad DeYoung. Brad out of Wheatfield, Indiana, in the 7. Then you'll have Gene Nicholas. Gene's out of Lowell, Arkansas, in the 11N. And Cole Falloway back onto the racing service. Falloway out of Owensboro, Kentucky, in 66. Green flag out for everybody. Kyle Hammer. He'll be the first driver to come by. Second quick, 18:067. 18:067. Brad DeYoung now second, 17:978. 1:79.78. 10th for Gene Nicholas, 18:834. And second now for Cole Falloway, 17:797. 1:77.97 for Falloway. Lap number 2 for Hammer's faster, 18:023. Brad DeYoung faster, 17:879. Nicholas faster, 18:580, and Cole Falloway, can he go quicker? He will not. He'll stand on a 17:797, 1:77.97 for Cole Falloway, which is second quick. Still Mitch Thomas, 17:716, the time to beat here. As we work our way through qualifying Group A for Wednesday night. Next group, ready to roll. Trevor Neville in the 777. He'll be the first driver out there. He's out of Mackinac, Illinois, in the 777. Zane Odewald, he'll follow him out. He's out of Eustis, Florida, in the 11Z. Also onto the racetrack will be the 72S car of Eric Shepard Jr. He's out of Owensville, Ohio. And Ray Bollinger is there as well. He's out of Kewanee, Illinois in 77. These 4 cars are ready to go. Trevor Neville, lap number 1, second quick, 17.726 for Neville, 11th quick for Zane Odewald, 10th quick for Eric Shepard Jr. Ray Bollinger, 7th quick on lap number 1. Let's see if Neville can pick it up just a little bit. Yes, sir! Quick time, 17.578. 1:17.578 for Trevor Neville. That's fast time here in Group A. Faster for Zane Odewald, 18.573. Faster for Shepard Jr., 18.463. And faster for Ray Bollinger, 18.055. 6th quick for Bollinger. Trevor Neville now sits top of the speed charts with a 17.578. 17.578 for Neville. Here comes the next group, led by Palmer, Nebraska's Braden Weller. Weller in the 01 car will be the first driver onto the racetrack. Right behind him will be J.P. Roberts, the driver out of Gallipolis, Ohio. In the 9R car, he'll work down the back straightaway. Right behind him will be Michael Altobelli. Altobelli's out of Saxton, Pennsylvania in that 35. And Mark Anderson. Anderson to Lowell, Michigan on the racetrack as well, 43A. Everybody on the clock, here we go. Hayden Hines, first lap by 18.472, that's 12th quick. 15th quick for J.P. Roberts Jr., 18.774, 7th quick for Altobelli, 18.130, 10th quick for Mark Anderson, 18.378. That's lap 1 for everybody. Braden Weller goes faster, 10th quick, into the top 10, 18.339. 17th for J.P. Roberts, it was faster, 18.697. Michael Altobelli up to 7th, 18.101. And Mark Anderson up to 9th, 18.267. So everybody faster there on lap number 2 in that group. Still Trevor Neville's 17.578, the time to beat. Next 4 cars begin to roll. Dave Weedholder will be the first driver out. He's out of Liberty, Illinois in the 05 cars. He works down the back straightaway. Right behind him will be Jim Manka. Manka's out of Rincon, Georgia in that 60 car. Also on the back straightaway, the 11 car will be Jesse Roop. Jesse out of Sophia, West Virginia. And Chris Wilson. Wilson's out there as well. He's out of Louisa, Kentucky in 17. Those the cars on the racing surface here. Trevor Neville, the time to beat. 17.578. Dave Weedholder had a good qualifying lap earlier. Let's see what he does here. Weedholder, 20th quick. 17th quick for Jim Manka. 13th quick for Jesse Roop. And 22nd for Chris Wilson. It's the opening lap. Let's see what happens here on lap number 2. Here comes Weedholder. Better, 18.425. Jim Manka will stand in his opening lap. Faster for Roop into the top 10. He's 9th, 18.265. And Chris Wilson will stand on his 18.967 from lap number 1. So still Neville, Thomas, Falloway, DeYoung, Hammer out of the top 5 right now in Group A qualifying. Just about halfway through it. Justin Stone will be the next driver onto the racetrack. Stone out of Middlebury, Vermont in that 15X car will be the first driver to roll into turn number 1. Jim Shipman will be right behind him. He's out of Petrolia, Illinois in 77. Then you're going to have Ben Harmon. Harmon out of Brooks, Kentucky in the 1H. And Jordan Kohler. Kohler's there. He's out of Mount Airy, North Carolina in the 114. Here we go, everybody on the clock, working off turn number 4. Justin Stone, 9th quick, 18.256. 25th quick for Jim Shipman, 19.694. 13th for Ben Harmon, 18.320. And a lap 1 for Jordan Kohler now, 9th, 18.201. So 3 drivers inside the top 10. Let's see what happens here. Stone will go faster, 8th quick, 18.146. 27th faster though for Shipman. Ben Harmon will not go faster. He'll stand on lap number 1. And Jordan Kohler will also stand on lap number 1 in the 1:14. Working through the end of qualifying Group A. Kenny Wallace will be the first driver onto the racetrack in the second round. He's out of St. Louis, Missouri. In that 36 car, he'll roll onto the racing surface. Scheduled to have Christopher Cole. He's there. Cole comes to you out of Evansville, Indiana in the 81. Right behind him, you'll have Gavin Shaw in the 155. And Mike McKinney's made his way onto the racetrack as well. McKinney out of Plainfield, Illinois in 96. So everybody on the clock here. Kenny Wallace will be the first driver to come down to the white flag this time by. Kenny Wallace, lap number 1, 3rd quick. Good first lap, 17.784. 1.7784 for Kenny Wallace. Christopher Cole, 19.415. Gavin Shaw, 18.700. Mike McKinney's going to roll by. 8th quick, 18.101. Kenny Wallace, can he pick up a couple of 10s? He will. He'll go faster. He'll stay 3rd. 17.742 though for Kenny Wallace. Christopher Cole faster, 19.145. Gavin Shaw stand on his opening 18.700. And does Mike McKinney go faster? No, he'll stay 8th, 18.101. So it's now Trevor Neville, Mitch Thomas, Kenny Wallace, Cole Falloway, Brad DeYoung, the top 5. Austin Self should be the first driver out. Nope, Charlie Sandercock's going to slide out in front of him. Sandercock out of Trenton, Ontario, Canada. In the 57, he'll roll onto the racetrack. Austin Self's right behind him. He's out of Statesville, North Carolina, in the 23Z. Then it'll be George Dixon. He's out of Shirleysburg, Pennsylvania, in the 77. And Greg Moore out of Defiance, Pennsylvania, in the 8. Those are the 4 cars on the racing service here for this next qualifying group. Everybody on the clock. Here comes Charlie Sandercock. 18.166. Lap number 1 for Sandercock. Lap number 1 for Austin Self, 18.412. 17.781. 4th quick, George Dixon. Good first lap for Dixon with a 17.781. 11th quick for Greg Moore. 18.137 for Moore. Charlie Sandercock faster, up to 12th. 18.145. 18.412 will be the lap that Austin Self stands on. Dixon will go a little bit faster, 17.757. And Greg Moore will go faster as well, 18.110. So George Dixon, the fastest of those drivers, with a 17.757. That slid him into 4th. Next 4 begin to roll. Clinton, Indiana's Jason Cox will be the next driver out in that 77C car. He'll be the first driver making his way onto the racing surface there in turn number 1. Chris Bolio right behind him, driver out of Campbell River, British Columbia, in that 91 car. He'll be out there. Ray Cable is there as well. He's out of Sykesville, Maryland, in the 90 car. Taylor Cool out of Cave Creek, Arkansas, on the racetrack as well in 2K. Everybody on the clock here. Jason Cox will come by, 19.605. Lap number 1 for Chris Bolio, 19.247. 18.396 for Ray Cable, 18.638 for Taylor Cool. Jason Cox will go faster, 19.566 there on lap number 2. Faster for Chris Bolio, 18.541. Faster for Ray Cable, 18.376. And faster for Taylor Cool, 18.5 6-6, everybody faster there in that group on lap number 2. Next 4 cars begin to roll to the racing surface. It will be Scott Ladner, the driver out of Lumberton, Mississippi. In the 21 car, will be the first driver onto the racing surface. Jeff Cotterman will roll with him. He's in that 28C car. He's out of Rickman, Tennessee. Also on the racetrack, you should find Brian Dively. Dively out of Springfield, Illinois in the 11D. And Brian Ruhlman, the driver out of Clark Lake, Michigan, is out there as well in 49. Here we go, Scott Ladner, 18.669, 18669 for Ladner, 20.376 for Cotterman, 18.790 for Brian Dively, and 18.311 for Brian Ruhlman. That's lap number 1. Lap number 2, everybody rolling on by. Faster for Scott Ladner, 18.531. 19.778 for Cotterman, 18.771 for Dively, and 18.131. That'll put Brian Ruhlman up to 13th. Everybody faster there on lap number 2 in that group as well. So a couple more groups to go here. Everybody's still chasing Trevor Neville, 17.578. First driver onto the racetrack will be the 114, Clayton Bryant. Bryant out of Yoder, Indiana, in that 114. Danny Schwartz on the racetrack. Schwartz out of Ashmore, Illinois, in that 321 car. He'll roll down the back straight away. Also on the racetrack should be Damian Kiefer. It is. He's out of St. Genevieve, Missouri, in the 0. And Ethan Boomsma. Boomsma out of Wheatfield, Indiana, is there as well in 23B. All right. Everybody's still chasing 17.578. Clayton Bryant, 18.349. Schwartz, 20.174. Damian Kiefer, 19.539. Clayton Bryant trying to go faster. He won't. He'll stand on his opening lap, 18.349. Denny Schwartz and Ethan Booms were racing there in qualifying. 19.873 for Schwartz. Kiefer will go faster on his second lap, though, 19.223. Check on a lap for Ethan Boomsma here. It'll officially be a 19.112. 19.112 for Ethan Boomsma. Looks like we've got 2 cars yet to go. Jim Britt looks like he's going to be a scratch. He's already loaded up, and the hauler lights are on the infield, so he's not going to qualify in this group. T9, Brian Thomas will be out there in that orange number 9. He's out of Brownstown, Indiana. In the T9 car, Dustin Sorensen's out there as well. He's out of Rochester, Minnesota in 19. Final 2 drivers here in Group A. See if either of these drivers are going to be able to make it on through. 17.578, officially the time to beat. White flag's coming out. Ryan Thomas, 18.254. 18254, that's 17th quick. Dustin Sorensen, 18.695, that is 36th quick. Sorensen's going to not be happy with that for sure. He's going to try to pick it up here on lap number 2. Ryan Thomas going to roll by. Thomas officially, he'll move up a couple spots. 18.157, that's 15th quick. And Dustin Sorensen will also go faster. 18.640, 18640 for Dustin Sorensen in the 19. So there you have it. The top 10 in Group A for Wednesday night will be Michael Altobelli, 10th, Mike McKinney, 9th, Ray Bollinger, 8th, Kyle Hammer, 7th, Brad DeYoung, 6th, Cole Falloway, 5th, George Dixon, 4th, Kenny Wallace, 3rd, Mitch Thomas second, and Trevor Neville will be your quick qualifier in that multi-fire spark plugs 777 car with a time of 17:5:78. Well, we've got qualifying Group A done for Wednesday night. Qualifying Group B cars are going to load in while the qualifying Group A cars are exit. So for those of you watching on DIRTVision, we're going to send you off to a real quick commercial break, and we'll bring you back with qualifying Group B.
Dirt Racing 24 is available now.
This copyrighted DIRTVision broadcast may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or distributed in any form without World Racing Group's written consent. Copyright infringement is a federal crime.
How'd I do?
Great if you're not looking at the clock.
Sure you got that? I had to be faster than that, right?
100% NOS, zero sugar coating.
No.
New NOS, zero sugar. Get after it.
Group A cars making their way out the backstretch gate. Group B cars making their way out of the turn 4 gate now onto the infield. We've got one more set of qualifying to go, 51 more cars. All those drivers staging down on the infield. We've got the 6 features set for tonight. These qualifying sessions will set the 6-4 Wednesday night in a little bit different format than maybe we've seen before. We'll do the same program tomorrow. We will qualify all these cars for tomorrow night's features and for Thursday night's features. So the first 4 nights qualifying will be completed tonight and tomorrow night, and we will not qualify Wednesday or Thursday. Friday or Saturday, of course, the big Gator 5,000 to win event coming up here on Saturday night to round out the week. Most of the cars down on the infield here. Looks like they're just about ready to swing that backstretch gate shut. All right, should be just about ready to go. It'll be the same order as it was earlier tonight for qualifying Group B. See if there's a couple more cars. I can see them. Yeah, see a couple cars rolling. Kyle Strickler's going to exit or enter back there. It'll get him down here a little bit quicker. There might be 1 or 2 more yet to roll. Of course, quick turnaround here. If they qualified not that long ago, then they exited, and then they really only had 50 cars worth of qualifying to do whatever they needed to do back in the Gator Pond and get back out here. So good job to all these guys turning around as quickly as they can. All right, here we go. First 4 cars beginning to roll. It will be Kurt Spalding, the first driver out. He's out of Watervliet, Michigan. As we've been talking about all week, he picked up his second Gator here Thursday night. He'll be the first driver onto the racetrack. Then it will be Brad Goff out of Zanesville, Ohio. And that's 41 cars. He'll work over off of turn number 2 as well. Michael Long, the reigning DIRTcar National champion in the 18L car. He's out of Fowler, Illinois in the 18. He'll work back there. Rick Wiedekamp out of Springfield, Illinois on the racetrack as well. Still, 17:03 the track record. We've gotten within about 4/10 of it. We have not got quite close enough to it just yet. Here we go. Spalding's going to be the first driver to test it. White flag in the air for Watervliet, Michigan's Kurt Spalding, 17.688. 17688, Brad Goff, 718 for 63, 18463, 18222 for Michael Long, and 20.051 for Rick Wiedekamp. See if Kurt Spalding's able to pick that up a little bit. 17.688 lap 1, 17.577 lap 2. Faster for Kurt Spalding here. Faster for Brad Goff as well, 18.291. Faster for Michael Long, 18.173. And faster for Rick Wiedekamp, 19.988, 19988 for Rick Wiedekamp. First four into the record books here in Group B, 17.577, 17577. That is 1/1000th of a second faster than Trevor Neville went in the last group. 17.578 was Neville. Here comes the next four. It will be Evan Kohler. First driver onto the racetrack at Mount Airy, North Carolina, that 114. He'll roll down the back straightaway. Troy Johnson will come with him. Troy of Sugar Grove, Pennsylvania in the 2. Also on the racing surface will be Jimmy Wagner, the driver at Dade City, Florida in the 99. And Doug Stein out of Hagerstown, Maryland in 59. There's the four cars on the racing surface here. Flag out, white flag now coming. Kohler, 19.023. 18.547 for Troy Johnson. Jimmy Wagner, 19.918. 19.219 for Doug Stein. Checkered flags are coming. Evan Kohler stands on lap number 1. Troy Johnson will go faster. He's up to 4th, 18.534. Faster for Jimmy Wagner, 18.648. Faster for Doug Stein as well. He's up to 7th, 19.155. 19155 for Doug Stein. You see Wagner with a big puff of smoke out of the back of the 99 as he rolls through 1 and 2. He is going to just immediately exit onto the infield. See if he rolls around to the scale or if he knew there was a problem and he's going to go right back to the trailer. They are pitted on the infield, so we'll see if he takes the turn. He does. So he knows there's an issue there in that 99 car, and he's going to bypass the scales and go right to the trailer and see if they can diagnose the issue. Safety crews on the racetrack, checking to see if there's fluid dumped down on the racetrack or any parts out there either. I don't believe there is, as he was able to roll as close to the bottom as he could and get himself off the racing surface. Right now it'll be Kurt Spalding, 17.577. Checking around, making sure everything is good there. Getting ready to roll the next four cars. Here we go. Next four drivers onto the racetrack will be led out by Todd Nieheiser. Nieheiser out of Panama City, Florida, the 72. Jason Bolio out of Campbell River, British Columbia is out there in the 90. 99 car, Wade Olmstead, he's out of De Leon Springs, Florida. Out there as well is Sean Deering. Deering out of Quincy, Illinois, onto the racetrack as well in 16. We go. Jason Bolio, 18.067. Todd Nieheiser, 18.006. Wade Olmstead, 19.997. And Sean Deering, 18.747. Down the front straightaway, Nieheiser will stand on lap number 1. That's good enough for second quick now. Jason Bolio just took that spot. He's now second. 17.974, 17974 for Bolio. Olmstead will not improve. Deering will. Sean Deering go a little bit quicker. 18.628, 18.628 for Sean Deering. cars making their way onto the racing surface will be led by David Stremme, driver out of Mifflintown, Pennsylvania, in the 35, down the back straightaway. Tyler Evans out there as well, Tyler out of Mineral Wells, West Virginia, in the 17T. Michael Turner on the racetrack, he's out of Paris, Tennessee, in the 27, and Cole Charneski out of Denmark, Wisconsin, in 21cc. Everybody on the clock. Here comes David Stremme. Stremme off the cushion at turn number 4, 17.801, second quick. 6 quick for Tyler Evans, 18.287. Michael Turner, 8th quick, 18.293. 10th quick for Charneski, 18.576. Down the front straightaway, Stremme, lap number 2. A little bit slower, 17.878. He'll stand on his opening lap. Tyler Evans does not improve. Michael Turner will go to the top 5, 18.131. And Cole Charneski will go to 3rd. Good second lap for Charneski, 17.973. 179.73 for Charneski. So David Stremme and Cole Charneski, 2nd and 3rd, respectively, here in that group. Next 4 cars make their way out. Chad Roush, first driver out. He's out of Reidsville, Ohio, in that 32. Chase Holland out of Success, Mississippi, will roll down the back straightaway as well in the 45. You will see Ronnie Chance out of St. Augustine, Florida, in the 2C car, and Glenn Stiers out of Ohsweken, Ontario, is on the racetrack as well in 0. Everybody on the clock. 17.577 the time to beat. Chad Roush, 15th quick, 19.210. Chase Holland, 11th quick, 18.564. 17th for Ronnie Chance, 19.523. 11th for Glenn Stiers, 18.557. Chad Roush trying to improve, he will, 18.966. Faster for Chase Holland into 11th, 18.535. Ronnie Chance going to go a little bit faster in the 2C car as well, 19.184. And Glenn Stiers will stand on his opening laps, 18.557. So just about halfway through qualifying Group B. Next 4 cars will be led by Claypool, Indiana, Zeke McKenzie. McKenzie in the 24, he'll roll down the back straight away. He'll be the first driver in this group. Right behind him should be Jimmy Lennox. It is. Driver out of Maysville, Kentucky, in that 11 car. Also on the racetrack will be Hunter Breland. Breland comes to you out of Hattiesburg, Mississippi, in the 21. And Curtis King on the racetrack as well. King out of Wooler, Ontario, in 07. Zeke McKenzie, first driver down the back straightaway. Eighth quick, lap number 1 for the Zekester, 18.212. 19.649 for Jimmy Lennox. 18.820 for Hunter Breland. And 19.428 for Curtis King. Lap number 1 for everybody. Lap number 2, here we go. Zeke McKenzie, faster, 18.178. Faster for Jimmy Lennox, 18.740. Faster for Hunter Breland, 18.779. And Curtis King's going to stand on his lap number 1, which was a 19.428. Halfway through, as we said here, another 25 or so cars to go. Lucas Lee will be the first driver in this group. He's out of Paris, Tennessee in the 12. He'll roll down the front straight away. Right behind him will be Justin Allgaier. Allgaier out of Riverton, Illinois in the 7. Trent Young's on the racetrack as well. Driver out of Crofton, Kentucky in the 10Y. And Dave Pinkerton back onto the Speedway as well. He's out of Chillicothe, Ohio in 8. Lee, Allgaier, Young, and Pinkerton. Everybody underneath Dave Farney's a green flag. White flag will be coming up next. Lucas Lee down the front straightaway. Third quick, 17.924. 10th quick, Justin Allgaier, 18.246. 13th quick, Trent Young, 18.398. 19th quick, Dave Pinkerton, 18.656. Can Lucas Lee pick it up? He's got to pick it up a couple of tenths. Down the front straightaway, checkered flag in the air. Lucas Lee does not. He'll stand on a 17.924. Allgaier does not go faster. Trent Young does, 18.280. It'll be 11th. And Dave Pinkerton faster as well, 18.570. There it is, those four in that group. Next group that is ready to roll will be led out by Kyle Strickler, the driver out of Mooresville, North Carolina. He's in the 8 car. He'll roll onto the racetrack. Billy Updegraff will come with him. Billy out of Glasgow, Kentucky in the 10Y. And Greg Belyaz, driver out of Stirling, Ontario, Canada in that 25. Looks like no Zach Tate. Tate's scheduled to be in this group as well. Looks like everybody on the clock. The drivers that are supposed to be there are there. Here we go, Strickler, a little bit of smoke out of the back of the 8 car. Let's see what that's all about. Down the front straightaway will be 10th quick, 18.185. 18.185 for Strickler. Updegraff, 18.150. Greg Belyaz, 22nd quick, 18.653. Strickler to check on the smoke after this. Strickler down the front straightaway. Kyle Strickler, lap number 2. Better, 4th quick, 17.931. 17931 for Strickler. Better for Updegraff, 18.074. He's up to 8th. And Greg Belyaz, 18.653 in his opening lap, will be the lap he stands on in the 25. So, we'll see if there's some kind of an issue brewing here. As we continue to work through qualifying Group B, first driver in this one should be the S8 car of Jordan Stotts. Stotts out of Pomeroy, Ohio in the S8 onto the racing surface. Rob Fuke was there. Fuke out of Paris, Illinois in the 3F. Miles Bolio, he's going to roll onto the racetrack as well in the 18s out of Campbell River, British Columbia. And we do not have Adam Ogle. Ogle had an engine situation in the first set of qualifying, so he will not qualify in this group in 26. Jordan Stotts, first driver by, 18.870. Rob Fuqua, 19.476. Miles Bolio, 18.713. Everybody working by to the checkered here in their group. Better for Jordan Stotts, 18.758. $19,388. Better for Fuqua, and Bolio better as well. 18.670 for Miles Bolio. Should have about 4 more groups to conclude a Wednesday night's Group B qualifying. Evan Taylor will be the first driver onto the racetrack in the 7 car. You notice no Jonathan Taylor tonight, so Evan Taylor, the only of the 2 Taylors with us here tonight, but Evan's out there. He's out of Salzburg, Pennsylvania in the 7. Shannon Fisk, he'll roll out there as well. He's in Lowell, Michigan in the 60. And you'll have Joey Cotterman out of Cookeville, Tennessee in the 29C. And Matt Crafton's out there as well. Crafton out of Mooresville, North Carolina in 88. Everybody on the clock. Evan Taylor, first driver by, 16th quick, 18.313, 28.388. 32nd for Cotterman, 19.163. Matt Crafton's going to roll by, 16th quick, 18.307. Shannon Fisk, better on his first lap, so he'll stand on that one. Cotterman better, 19.130 on lap number 2. Crafton better as well, 18.252 on his second lap, and Taylor only going to make one lap in the 7. All right, next 4 group ready to roll. Charlie Mefford will be the first driver in this one. He's out of Belton, Kentucky. In that 13 car, he'll make his way onto the front straightaway. Then you'll find Matt Miller, driver to White House, Ohio. Hopefully they got whatever was wrong in the first qualifying session fixed for the driver of the 65. Austin Holcomb will be the next driver onto the racing service. He's out of Elm City, North Carolina in the 8A. And Reese Ogle on the racing service as well. He's out of Sevierville, Tennessee in 11. Everybody on the clock. Couple more groups yet to go, and we'll wrap up qualifying. Charlie Mefford, 19th quick, 18.460, 18.456, 18456. Matt Miller, 18.813. 18.226 for Austin Holcomb, 19.322 for Reese Ogle. Lap number 1. Lap number 2 for Mefford, faster, 18.255. 18255 for Charlie Mefford. Lap number 2 better for Matt Miller, 18.442. Austin Holcomb will stand on an 18.226 lap number 1. And Reese Ogle will also stand at his opening lap of a 19.322. All right, final 2 groups in staging. Kenny Schrader will be the first driver out. He's out of Fenton, Missouri in the 9. Bobby Bagley will roll with him. He's out of Mineral Wells, West Virginia in the 5. Colton Profit will be third out the gate. He's out of Crossville, Tennessee in the 56. And Coleman Evans will be your final driver in this group. He's out of Mineral Wells, West Virginia in 17C. Kenny Schrader bringing us down to the white flag. 18.811, 18811. Kenny Schrader, 18.889 for Bobby Bagley. 18.002, Colton Profit, 7th quick. Good first lap there for Profit. 18.538 for Coleman Evans. So Profit fastest in this group on lap number 1. Schrader will go better, 18.593. Bagley will not improve. Profit will not improve, but he'll stay 7th. And Coleman Evans will go faster, 18.447, 18447 for Coleman Evans. Well, we're down to our final 3 qualifiers. You remember what happened last time in Group B? Will Krupp took the fast time on the final lap, and he's the first car that we're going to see. Driver out of Mount Carmel, Illinois in a K9. He'll roll onto the racing surface. Stephen Padula will be with him. He's out of Kannapolis, North Carolina in the 31G. And Josh Sanford, the driver to Keystone Heights, Florida, will be your final driver in the final qualifying group of the night. All right, everybody on the clock. Green, white, checkered coming to you. 17.577 the time to beat. Will Krupp. It's going to roll to the white flag this time by. Krupp's going to come by 3rd quick, 17.832. Good first lap for Krupp. Stephen Padula, 14th, 18.216. Josh Sanford's going to roll by 19.225. Will Krupp, you got to get about 3/10. Can he do it? Working off turn number 4. Will Krupp to the checkered 3rd quick on the opening lap. 17.737, 2nd quick, he got to 2nd. Stephen Padula will not improve. Josh Sanford will, 19.131, 19131 for Josh Sanford. So there it is, qualifying wrapped up for the DIRTcar UMP Modifieds. Monday night's qualifying overall quick time was Will Krupp with a 17.558. That was in Group B a little earlier tonight. Monday night's Group A qualifying fast time was a 17.575 by Trevor Neville. Wednesday night's Group A fastest time was also Trevor Neville, 17.578. 3/1000ths of a second separated Trevor Neville's Monday to Wednesday qualifying effort. And Kurt Spalding will be your fastest qualifier in Group B tonight and overall for Wednesday night with a 17.577. 17.558, 17.575, 17.577, and 17.578. Nearly identical for all four groups for qualifying for the mods. Those of you watching on DIRTVision, we're going to send you off to a quick commercial break here before we get ready to go for opening ceremonies and racing action coming up.
Get your motors running. The World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars return to Volusia Speedway Park in March for the Bike Week Jamboree. 2 huge nights with the greatest show on dirt, March 2nd and 3rd at the world's fastest half mile. Championship battles, rising stars, and incredibly fast cars. The World of Outlaws at Volusia Speedway Park, March 2nd and 3rd. Tickets and more at worldofoutlaws.com. Be there.
Brake hard with the all-new Smith Tie Complete Big Brake System. Our Big Brake titanium rotor offers doubled cooling capacity, and our centrifugal fan hub increases airflow to the hotter running inner half of the Big Brake rear caliper. Say goodbye to brake fade and overheating and hello to shorter stops and longer pad life. Complete your system with titanium piston front caliper, front rotor, aluminum billet pedal, billet reservoir, master cylinder, lines, and quick disconnects, and you'll be unstoppable. Smith Titanium. We winnovate.
Since their 2001 inception, DMI Racing Components have changed the game. From open-wheel suspension, steering, and driveline components to their line of Bulldog quick-change rears, they set the new standard for innovation, performance, and value. DMI and Bulldog products are backed by the best customer support in the industry with more than 150 years of race-winning experience. Let our experience help guide you to victory lane. We race, you race. Let's race together.
The greatest shows on dirt have the best fan gear in motorsports. Can't wait to get to the track to pick up the latest World of Outlaw gear? Slide on over to worldofoutlaws.com. You'll find hats, shirts, hoodies, and other souvenirs for all fans. Visit the Outlaw General Store online today at worldofoutlaws.com.
Right there, Hoffman flies off the front straightaway.
Picked up the third with Blaney Memorial.
They call him the voodoo child in that zero.
It up the track, and just like that, Caleb Armstrong.
Unbelievable. Travel wins at Jacksonville.
Welcome back to those of you watching on DIRTVision and those of you here on the property. We are doing a little bit of track prep prior to opening ceremonies tonight. We will get our pit reporter Peyton Williams in here in just a second. Peyton, the racetrack did not slow down at all. I was just talking about this prior to going off the air. Trevor Neville on the Monday night portion of qualifying was a 17.575. That was when we started about 2 hours ago. Kurt Spalding was a 17.577 just now. 2 to 3/1000ths of a second is all this racetrack slowed down from start to finish. That's crazy.
Absolutely, and that's why they call it the world's fastest half mile. Chris, you mentioned it during the first qualifying session that you didn't think we'd get to the track record mark. I didn't either. I didn't actually think the times would continue to go down, but that's just a testament to this official crew here. They continue to prep this racetrack. A few more minutes before we get into feature racing action, but a quick Volusia Speedway Park here getting ready to put on a show for these fans and those watching live on DIRTVision.
Well, it is, and you know, we've talked about track prep, of course, all weekend. It was 80 and sunny today, as it's been for the last 4 or 5 days. Mike Van Genderen and his crew doing a great job here. They did a different, I guess, technique or different style of track prep today. You probably saw the pace trucks and all the water trucks. They packed in the bottom half of the racetrack and they left the top alone. They let the drivers hot lap in it to burn it in themselves.
Absolutely, and Tyler Bachman is taking over operations here at Volusia Speedway Park, one of the World Racing Group's employees with the Extreme Outlaw Midget Series presented by Toyota. Had his hands full when he came down here a couple of weeks ago. Remember, 4 inches of rain just a few days before these teams came here to open up week number 1. They did a great job. A little bit of a shelf over the first few nights of racing, but again, it's been slick, and these drivers ready to compete. 6 little gators being handed out here in the next few moments.
Yeah, and it's a little bit different, of course, tonight, as we had 50-plus sprint cars on the facility the last 3 nights as well. When there are no sprint cars, you don't have the big tires, you don't have the big power. The modifieds get to kind of groom the racetrack however they choose to, and so far it's looking great.
Yeah, absolutely, and they continue to. We see a couple different lanes on this racetrack, the world's fastest half mile, and maybe the fact that they have the track to themselves tonight has been a reason why we've seen those times continue to go down. Again, the track looks slick right here, right in front of me. They'll continue to prep it, and we're in store for 6 exciting features. Again, 6 features over the course of the week, so 36 in total, and then all eyes on that big gator come Saturday evening.
Yeah, and if you look at some of these lineups here, they were just handed to me, so it's the first time I've seen them, but like you mentioned in the open, and I mentioned during qualifying, Group A, of course, split into 3 different features. Group B split into 3 different features by qualifying time. So all these drivers are kind of racing against guys that they may not normally race against. And, oh, by the way, there's a 4-car invert at the front of each of these features that I don't know if these guys do about either. So a couple different wrinkles being thrown into the program tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's why it's such a big storyline that the times continued to go down. You thought maybe the qualifiers that went out in Group A would have a little bit of an advantage, but there were guys talking about whether or not qualifying at the top of the charts would end up benefiting them when it comes to the points that will be distributed over these next 6 features. But as you said, the times continue to improve with Trevor Neville, of course, with that quick time, but again, an opportunity for these drivers to mix and match with some guys that they may not see before we get into the features later this week that have starting lineups based on how the results fare over the next couple of nights.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And then one other thing here before we get rolling, these gators, you know, we talked about this, Bob and I did, and Randy and I did the last couple of nights. They're centerpieces on the mantle. When you win one of these things, this is as coveted as a grandfather clock or a globe or a wooden eagle or some of the more famous trophies that we've got out there across dirt racing. There are 6 of them going to be given away tonight, and the front rows of most of these features, I'm just rolling through it, other than Kyle Strickler and Kenny Wallace, who are on the front row of a couple features later on tonight, nobody on the front row of any of these races have ever won one. So these are going to be some pretty fun races coming up.
Yeah, and that's exactly why you see over 100 cars come for the full week. Again, 3 races this past weekend, now over 100 cars on property to race over the next 6 nights. And ask Nick Hoffman if little gators and big gators are important. He has 7 of these big gators, 21 times he's found victory lane. He's got the elite chassis built for Kenny Wallace, as you mentioned, so we'll see if Nick Hoffman, as the chassis builder here, turning the wrenches for Kenny Wallace, can get back to victory lane. But again, a lot of these competitors looking for their first little gator and have a great opportunity to do it here tonight over the course of these 6 features.
Yes, absolutely right. Looks like track prep equipment is rolling off the racing surface, so we are just about ready to roll into opening ceremonies here. The first of 6 features is sitting in the lineup chute and is ready to go, and we will be just about ready to throw it down back to Peyton here for opening ceremonies on the stage.
Yeah, Chris, ready to go again. 4 qualifying sessions have come and gone. That'll set the starting lineups for the features over the next 3 nights. Of course, tonight and tomorrow, and then our second qualifying session that has the starting lineup ready for our features on Wednesday night. But fans, this is the time that we've all been waiting for here as we come to Florida in the Sunshine State this time of year. 6 features on tap, but first we'll get through opening ceremonies. So we ask at this time that you please rise and remove your caps as Steve Fowler with Racing with Jesus offers up tonight's invocation.
Thank you. Let's go to the Lord in prayer. Lord, we just want to pause and thank you for all the blessings of life that you've given us. We thank you that we can be in Florida in February and come and enjoy the sport of racing. We thank you for all our freedoms. We thank you for our military who serve here and around the world to provide for that freedom. We pray that you would keep them safe and you would help them to know how much we appreciate and love them for all that they do for us. Lord, we pray for the drivers tonight that you would help them to perform to the best of their abilities. We pray that you would keep them safe. We pray you keep their crews safe, the crews here at the track safe, and the fans safe. And we'd have a great night of racing together. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
And fans, please remain standing as Glenn Schneider will sing the national anthem here this evening.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Fans, once again, give it up to Steve Fowler, and Glenn Schneider. But Chris, it's time to go racing, and we've said it a few times tonight. This time I mean it. The quest for these Gators starts right now.